The tape. We do it a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape. Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape. Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. The tape. Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. The tape.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
The tape.
UGA game day, boy, we ball out. Pull up, put the whole conference in the doghouse. Leave them 6 feet, see me on the win streak. All-star status, go coach in the bench deep. Offense on 10, how we run it? Your best ain't nothing, we gon' send them boys punting. Black and red, got them dead on arrival. Defense hunker down for the tie. Hey, you don't want it with the dogs. Film guy on it, you don't want it with my dog. Break it down, play by play, that's the day-to-day. They know we ain't come to play, boy, it's UGA. Kirby smart, I cannot play the fool. Back to back, we did not come to lose. Back to back, like we got something to prove. Pay your dues, dog nation on the move. What's up?
We do it a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape. The tape.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Shut up. Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. The
Shut
tape.
up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape.
Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film God Network on a fabulous Wednesday evening here inside the studio. As always, we've got an absolutely slam-packed, loaded show for you guys tonight. It is Wednesday, which means we've got What If Wednesday around these parts, so we will do that on a Wednesday. It is Wednesday, and yesterday was college football playoff rankings, so tonight's going to be quarterback rankings. How about that? Ooh. We got quarterback rankings coming out tonight as well. We'll be brief on those, and of course, it's Wednesday. So we've got our final predictions on the weekend on what is set to be a very sneaky sleep weekend of college football. Watch out now. You had what, the look out, like look behind, back, check your back. What was that?
Six.
Hey, it was watch your six. It's watch your six weekend again this weekend in college football. We're going to start with the news after, of course, asking you to make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already subscribed, you should. All right, we're on our way to 100K. We would appreciate your help in that form and facet. Hey, we got alarms going off in mid-show. That's a fine. We don't have a fine bucket in here, but we should.
It's a reminder for injury reports.
Oh, injury reports just dropped out in the SEC media world as well. So we'll talk about that tonight. But let's get to the news. I got quarterback rankings for you, boys. Let's be quick. Let's be tight. We got a lot of show and a lot of meat on this bone tonight. Let's start with the national rankings. You want 1 to 10 or 10 to 1, Jonathan?
Does it even matter what I say?
It does, Jonathan. I care about your opinion.
I don't think you do.
I do, man.
10 to 1.
All right, we'll give it to you 10 to 1. I had a little flippy floppy before the show. Number 10, Joey Aguilar. Tennessee quarterback.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, you know, Football Brain got me twice 2 weeks in a row. Last week ranked, Marcel ahead of Gunner, but didn't rank Marcel inside the top 10 in the Nationals. Mm-hmm. This week ranked Gunner ahead of Joey in the SEC rankings, didn't rank Gunner ahead of Joey in the Nationals.
Ah, there you go.
So here we are, correcting the Football Brain right here on the National Hour. Joey, couple of interception-worthy football games not just last week, not just the week before. I mean, it dates all the way back to Mississippi State. We've been kind of giving it away, and Georgia giving it away to the opponent. What are we up to, eight or nine at this point on the year? Too many to interceptions at this point. It was something that he had going on at App State. It is something that we got going on again out here at Tennessee. 8 at this point in the year. Almost all those in SEC play. All those in SEC play. Oh, no. He had one against Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
He had one against Syracuse. So, yeah, most of those in SEC play. Number 9, the Notre Dame Irishman, C.J. Carr. Dude threw for a smooth 300 this year, or this past week, or close to 300, I think it was. Not a lot of people talking about that one. He's chunking it, too. Like lots of explosive attempts. He'll have games where he's got 21 completions for 300 yards. Not a lot of quarterbacks in college football doing that one nowadays. Number 8, I fell in love with this guy this week, and Jonathan, I think you did as well. How about a little love for Bear Bachmeier out there at BYU?
Yeah.
What'd you think of that study today? Not very many people watched it. What'd you think of it?
Was very impressed, especially because from the surface, you look at it and it's young quarterback, plays at BYU. He wears number 47, wasn't supposed to be the starter for them this year. And that dude is out there balling. And he's kind of traitsy as well. Doesn't look it, but he is kind of traitsy.
Shorty thick.
I wasn't going to say that, but if you were to describe him as such, go for it.
Jonathan, he's 6'2.5", 240. What else would you qualify that as?
For a man, probably just kind of hefty.
Stocky.
I mean, he thick.
Sure.
Whatever you say, man.
Tough to tackle?
Yeah, there you go.
Tough to tackle. Reminds me a little of Baker Mayfield in the open field. The way he runs. Short, little quick, nubby steps, and then a little shoulder. But he don't have the, he don't have the. He's a little Mormon version of Baker, you know? What, 5 or 6 brothers and sisters?
4.
4 brothers and sisters. Multi-sport athlete in high school.
Yep.
Dude, plays the guitar, we found out today.
Yeah.
Nice.
We learned a lot about Bear Bachmeier on the film study. Y'all should watch it. I'm just saying. He's fun to watch. There we go. Number 8. Number 7, Gunnar Glockton.
Oh.
Number 6, Haynes King. Stay in the state. How about it? Didn't drop him too much. I don't think that loss was on him. That loss
they
on the
put
defense.
up plenty of
Nah,
points.
I mean,
That loss on the D.
Yeah.
Number 5, Marcel Reed.
All right.
Won the bye week.
Won the bye week. Some people think he's the next Lamar Jackson. Hold off on it.
No.
Hold off on it. I think it's a little much. I think it's a little much, a little too early, a little too soon. Number 4, Julian saying, dude's playing good ball.
Yep.
Dude's playing good ball. Chat asking where the Mississippi State film is. Don't know. It's coming tomorrow. Number 3, Dante Moore. Got a good chance to go maybe potentially up this weekend. Don't think so. Going to be hard to surmount or knock off number 2 and number 1, Mendoza and Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
Big test for Mendoza this weekend because I think even if Surratt is playing, might be limited. We'll see what you got without your big X, your big wide receiver out there. Guys, I like Josh Hoover. Still like it. Still holding stock. Beck felt like a rock.
Yeah.
Carson Beck up out of here.
Yeah.
Probably not to be seen again on the top 10 list for me. Principal. A PR principal alone. Just ain't going to allow it. How about that, Jonathan?
Yeah, I agree.
You cool with that?
I'm absolutely cool with it.
All right. Great on bad, or I still like, hey, look. I don't think Washington's a bad football team. I don't think Duke's a bad football team. But I don't think anybody's going out of their way to make sure that they're, like, buying stock in those 2 programs right now at this moment. Is that fair?
It's a fair assessment.
Are you going out of your way to watch a ranked Washington team this weekend?
Not until they play Oregon.
Okay. So there's that. Demon Williams playing great ball. So is Darian Mensah playing great ball. Sawyer Robinson playing great ball. So those guys get mentions. They get shouts. But I think that top 10's a tight 10 right about now.
I would agree.
Remind me where you had Julian saying on this list.
Number 4,
Okay.
Kleiman. Stock up. Like I said, though, hard to he's got a chance to knock off Dante Moore. I think it's a real hard chance to knock off Mendoza and Simpson on my list this year.
I mean, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, he's one of the odds-on favorites for the Heisman
He is the favorite to win the Heisman right now.
It's going to be interesting.
He racking it up like that.
Just playing sound football.
Winning football on the number 1 team in the country. It's Stetson Bennett-like.
I mean, to be fair, Indiana out here putting 55 on people with their quarterback throwing for 260. So It ain't like anybody's really racking it up right now on
No,
big-time
yeah.
winning teams.
I wouldn't say anybody has just kind of taken this Heisman race by the horns and said, yeah, this is going to be mine.
I mean, even Bama Brooks out here loving up on Ty Simpson at what, 280 a game?
yeah.
He ain't throwing for 350 a game. It's a guy out here throwing for 275, 280 and wins.
Indiana's been so dominant that Fernando hasn't even had to play in the second half.
Facts.
Unfortunate.
Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. Let's get to the SEC list. Ty Simpson, Marcel Reed, Gunnar Stockton, Joey Aguilar, Trinidad Chambliss, Arch Manning, big stock up. Big stock up last several weeks for him. Taylor Green at 7, Diego Pavia at 8. Is Mateer shot? Are we just like?
I think you can put him at the 9 position. I don't think
so
there's anything
too.
wrong with
I think
that.
maybe next week he gets back in. He's not playing bad football. It's just not him. I don't think it's him.
His biggest goal should just be to continue playing winning football at this point. Like, we can do away with all the flash and all of that stuff. Like, at this point in the year, like, just keep winning. That's the biggest goal.
Just be a ball player down the stretch. So for that matter and for that vein, he should be on this list because Pavia's on this list. Pavia's playing ball.
Yeah.
That's all. He's just a ball player.
Yeah.
Find a way to win, even though we're down 24 on the road.
Find a way to cover.
Good teams.
Great teams.
Great teams. Hell yeah. Hey, we were live yesterday during college football playoff rankings release. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. Make sure you're firing off in the chat. A lot of options tonight. Make sure we're the one that gets put in front of the algorithm. We were live last night during the college football playoff rankings, so we didn't have the television on, and we didn't have the tweeter machine up. I didn't really get a view of what everybody was going to be pissed off about until after our show last night. And boy, we were completely okay with the college football playoff rankings poo-pooing on the ACC. Everybody else, not so much. Particularly with regards to the Miami and Notre Dame debate. Okay? Now, Notre Dame came in at number 10 last night. Firm inside the college football playoff. Their resume pretty much done with regards to quality wins. Like, they just got to finish, and they're already in the college football playoff. Agree? Disagree?
Yeah.
Agree based off last night's initial rankings.
Take
you
care
win
of
out,
business
you're
and
in.
you're in.
Just got to win out and you're in. I don't know if people were as mad about that as they were about, whoa. That other 6-2 Miami football team beat them, and they're 8 spots behind. And that's what everybody was frustrated with last night. And they took it as a big, they don't care about head-to-head. But, Jonathan, correct me if I'm wrong. Oklahoma was rated above Texas in the initial rankings, correct? Or no, Texas was ranked above Oklahoma, right?
Yes.
And Texas has the head-to-head there. So they do care about head-to-head some. I think our main takeaway last night was the obvious takeaway, which is, hey, cool, you got the head-to-head win back there August 31st. But, guys, we have had a lot of football transpire since then. Notre Dame is very clearly and obviously better than the football team they were in the first 3 weeks when they sustained both of their 2 losses. They have played good, clean football since then. Young quarterback progressing since then. Miami, you've lost 2 out of your last 3 football games. Are we going to act like just because of a head-to-head and on paper you're both 6-2, that context does not apply? Because context certainly should apply. I mean, they have had 2 bad losses to 2 unranked football teams, then unranked football teams. I know Louisville is ranked now. That's all cool and fine and dandy. But they lost when they weren't. You know what I mean? So context matters in these situations, and it should. Just like head-to-head matters. It definitely does. But who you've lost to matters, and you've lost to Louisville and SMU. All right? That's a little bit different. And by the way, you can't demean Notre Dame's losses in this situation, in this debate, without taking a stab at Miami. You know what I mean? Like, you can't argue for Miami and against Notre Dame without saying, their losses, you know what I'm saying? Their losses are bad. Well, you're one of them. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, they recognize the head-to-head with Oklahoma and Texas. They recognize the head-to-head with Ole Miss and Georgia right now. So they're certainly acknowledging that. And just like how we're not going to demean Notre Dame for losing a week 1 matchup with a first-time starting quarterback, we're also not going to do it to Alabama. Alabama lost to Florida State, and it's very obvious and clear that Alabama has continued to get better throughout the year. Ty Simpson is playing much better, just like C.J. Carr is playing much better right now. C.J. Carr playing better ball than Carson Beck right now. Miami was tied 7-7 just 2 weeks ago against Stanford at halftime, and then it took them to prevail in the second half and ultimately win the way they should against that team. So I think it's very obvious that Notre Dame has continued to climb and get better, like defensively and offensively.
Whoa. Bear Bachmeyer is Catholic, not Mormon?
Shout out.
They've gone 2 straight years with a non-Mormon Q?
Shout out to the Catholics.
Changing the culture.
But no, I think there's an even simpler argument you can take with this Miami thing. Of those 2 teams, one of them has a very clear and obvious path to the playoff. The other does not. The other is not in a race for their conference championship. The other likely won't get in unless they win their conference championship. Therefore, there's no reason for them to be close to the top 12. If I understand the rankings of, 8 spots behind when you beat that team is too much, but you have to look at it from a holistic view of the committee ranks these teams by who is the best chance to go into the college football playoff. Notre Dame has a much better chance, whether you agree with it or not, to reach the college football playoff than Miami does right now, because Miami has lost 2 games to 2 very poor teams and no longer controls their destiny within their conference.
Yeah, I think the best argument would be that Notre Dame probably shouldn't be in the top 12 at the moment. You could have them like 13 or 14. Still puts them in a position to, hey, these guys can definitely play their way and win their way into a college football playoff spot. And maybe at that point, but this would just be to appease people, to be honest. Like, at that point, put Louisville in the top 12 or Virginia in the top 12, like one of those ACC teams. But I think the biggest discrepancy was, they're ranked way too high over Miami.
Transition. The big coaching dust has kind of settled, don't you believe? We might cook Luke Fickell. Maryland might come open. I hope they don't fire Mike Locksley. I don't think they should. We might have a couple of these jobs come open, but Florida State seems fine. I don't think that's going to happen anymore based off recruiting momentum. Oklahoma, for some reason, they were talking about potentially talking about old Brent Brett. That's dust is gone. That's fine. That job's solidified. I don't think anything's happening in North Carolina. I don't know if y'all know this, by the way, but in 2026 and 2027, North Carolina has good, for ACC, great recruiting classes. So that might be interesting and something to pay attention to moving forward because, they're pretty poop on roster now, even though they're playing a whole lot better over the last month. I don't think anybody's talking about that. But they've got a top 15 recruiting class in 2026. Will you verify that for me? Last time I checked, I think they might have been inside the top 12. Something to pay attention to, just letting you know. Because it's not always going to be Bill Belichick sucks. Because
they're right on 15.
It's not always going to be Bill Belichick sucks. Will you check into that on where they rank inside the ACC? Because that's got to be top 3.
They are 3rd. They're behind Miami, and they're behind Florida State. Now, I will say, they are 15th in the country. They also have almost 40 commits in the class.
Whoa.
Chat's saying Loxley's already fired.
That's not true. Someone put something on Twitter saying he was, but he's not officially gone.
Yeah. I think it would be a mistake to fire him. By the way, I think I would be ultimately surprised if Shane Beamer left South Carolina. I know we have fun about the Virginia Tech takes. You are the only one I think left skeptical about this. Do you think Shane Beamer might leave South Carolina?
I think there's a 30% chance of it right now.
Okay.
I think it's higher.
I'm like 85-15.
That's probably fair. I would not be surprised if it. I would not come out and say that's what's gonna happen at the end of the season.
Fair.
I think it's very much something to pay attention to, though.
Boys, I cooked up a bunch of what ifs, but before we do that, you want to give a quick shout out to some friends of ours?
Yes, we can give a quick shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. If you're unfamiliar with what Sleeper is, it is a fantasy sports real money and gaming app that is focused on bringing people together through the love of sports and gaming. It has over 6 million active users, which has only gone up since the last metrics we have, and you can go there today and get a 100% deposit match up to $100 using promo code Brooks. It's operational in over 25 states. It's most likely operational in yours. If you're in the great state of Georgia watching this, it's operational there. So head over to sleeper.com right now, use promo code Brooks, and get a 100% match today.
I just opened up Sleeper. They got a free play right now. Luka Doncic's half a rebound.
Oh, we love free plays.
It's in the bank. You know what I mean? It's in the bank. Promo code Brooks, 100% deposit match up to $100. Good job there, Kurt. Hey, like I said, I got a batch of What If Wednesdays cooked up for you boys. Here's one for you.
Lay it on us.
BYU Texas Tech play this weekend. BYU's undefeated. Texas Tech's got one conference loss. High potential chance that these two teams play each other again in the Big 12 championship. What if Texas Tech, a 10.5-point favorite in this football game at home, what if Texas Tech absolutely thumps BYU twice? And here's why I'm asking this. We got a lot of big, SEC football teams that think they got a chance to be a playoff team. We got a 6-2 USC team that could win out and force an opportunity where Oregon's 10-2, USC's 10-2, two undefeated Big Ten teams as well. That's 4 teams thinking they're playoff team caliber worthy. What if BYU is sitting at the end of the year 10-2 with 2 multi-touchdown losses to Texas Tech? Does Texas Tech beat their way into that conference being a one-bid conference?
Potentially, yeah.
I could see. It would also depend on how is BYU beating the other teams remaining on that schedule. We saw this last year at the SEC, but again, two very different conferences.
Let's make it even simpler. What if at the end of the year, Texas Tech has beaten BYU twice by multi-scores? BYU is 10-2 with losses to the same football team, a conference champion. And Texas is 9-3.
Oh, you got to give it to BYU.
You think so?
I think
you
so
can't
as well.
punish a team for playing in a conference championship.
Texas's only losses are to Ohio State,
Yep.
Florida,
You
and Georgia.
lost me at Florida. If it was Ohio State, Georgia, and Texas A&M, hey, welcome to the playoff. You've got a real argument here. You lost to a Florida team that is struggling to be 500.
Do you realize what that will ultimately – well, we have two sides of the argument here if this were the debate, right? One side is, well, we're never scheduling an opponent like Ohio State ever again.
Understandable.
And the other argument is we're opting out of conference championships from now on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Because BYU would have been punished for playing in a conference championship, losing it to Texas
Right.
Tech.
Yeah, and I think that's the precedent that you really can't
You can't
set.
have.
If you want to say, we're not going to – I mean, you already see it. Like, every Power 4 team has canceled some matchup in the future because that's just like, hey, we don't need to add this difficulty to our schedule. So I think that's a casualty you're willing to have as opposed to, hey, play in this conference championship and you're going to get punished for playing an additional game and earning your way into a championship game. So I think you have to put BYU
I just
in.
think we got a real chance at the end of the year where we got like 11 10-2 football teams
Well,
and 7 spots for them.
keep in mind, BYU would be 11-1 in regular
Correct.
season.
Correct. I'm just saying.
I just think you'd be setting a really bad precedence if you let in a 9-3 Texas team.
Agreed. With a bad loss.
Compared to a team that played in the conference championship game, win 11-1 in the regular season.
You just go ahead and get ready for that media push of 9-3 Texas.
Yeah, and I mean, they tried to do it with South Carolina last year. They tried to do it with Alabama last year, and it didn't work.
Both of those teams
Yeah, but
lost.
this is Arch Manning.
It was Lenore Sellers last year, and Lenore Sellers had a whole lot more hype around him.
And this is 2 top 5 losses, not an LSU loss. Who all South Carolina lose to last year? It's not the quality losses.
Alabama.
Yeah,
LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
maybe it is quality losses. Those are 3 good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. It'll be interesting. What do you got for me?
What if Hugh Freeze was actually the problem at Auburn? Keep in mind, they play Vanderbilt this Saturday.
Do I sit this out? I'm going to sit this out.
All right.
I think we all agree that he was a problem, right?
Yeah. What if it was what if it was the one
Actually,
thing
I
that was
ain't gonna
holding
sit
this
this one
roster
out.
back?
Have you heard – you pointed this out to me yesterday. DJ Durkin's comments about who's calling plays.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really interesting.
He was very stern. Not just Derek Nix is calling plays. He said Derek Nix is going to call plays on 1st down, 2nd down, and 3rd down. That is an obvious I'm about to take a shot at Goofy that just left the building. And then he doubled down again today. And what was his comments today?
He tripled down yesterday. It was he's going to be our play caller. He's going to be our play caller on all downs. He's going to be our only play caller. He said it 3 times to let everybody know. We only have one play caller. There is only one person who is responsible for calling plays.
And this was the other one. He was asked today, I guess he had multiple media availabilities. He was asked today on whether or not he was going to continue to call plays on the defensive side of the football if he were a head football coach. And his answer were, I don't know if that's the best way to do it in the big scheme of things. Again, every time Mans has got in front of a microphone, he's letting people know, hey, buddy that we just got rid of, I did not agree with how he was running this organization, and I'm about to run it a slightly different way, hopefully to better results.
Seems that way. So
Sorry.
yes, Hugh
I said I
Freeze,
was going to sit
the
out the
problem.
Hugh hate, but I couldn't resist.
He was the problem. Yeah.
So then we could all see Auburn shocking Vanderbilt this Saturday, or surprising.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They could defense their way past that team.
Definitely.
They've almost done it multiple times already.
I highly doubt they run 17, RPOs out of 12.
We might actually get to see what Cam Coleman looks like as a natural receiver.
Actually, 17 might be a little light. I think, they might have ran 17 versions of that in the second half against Arkansas against Kentucky.
We might see Cam Coleman told, hey, just go play football. Just go see what happens.
Just run around, dude. I'll throw you the ball.
What if Oregon does miss the playoff?
That's what my what if was. It kind of ties into mine. What if USC wins out? That's the path.
Yeah.
Right? I know they got Washington. I think of what's left on Oregon's schedule, it's Iowa, USC, and Washington, correct?
Yeah.
Of those three, I think USC's got a shot. Mm-hmm. And that's the path.
Yeah. This isn't me turning up the heat on Dan Lanning, all right? So don't come after me, Oregon fans. But it's unfortunate that you've been put in this position where you feel like almost everybody is told 10-2 is good enough for you to get in the playoff.
Not for you.
Not for you right now. And that has to do with the fact that we sat here in July and said, look at Oregon's schedule. There's no way you can miss a playoff with that schedule. Now, have certain games gotten a little bit more gotten tougher than what we thought they would, USC being one of those. But I mean, it's just reality of like, man, you walked into this season thinking like, man, we just got to get through a couple games and then we're set.
If you have two ranked opponents, well, three now that Iowa is ranked. If you have three ranked opponents on your schedule, you play two of them at home and you lose both those football games, I don't think you can make an argument that you are one of the 10-2 teams that deserves a playoff.
It'd be hard to do, yeah.
Especially when one of the other 10-2 teams is going to be USC out of your own conference who has a head-to-head win against you in this scenario. This is a major what if to pay attention to, not this week, but next week. And in the meantime, Oregon's got to get past the top 20 Iowa team on the road. Like, this is a real this close of this schedule has become real for Oregon. You're right. It has become much more difficult because I think everyone, myself included, looked at Iowa as classic 7-5 Iowa this year. I think they're a classic tough out 8-4 Iowa all of a sudden. And that makes that game totally different, especially when it's played at Iowa.
So what if it's this then? What if Oregon handles Iowa, they go through, they beat USC, and they stumble at Washington, they're 10-2, but they then have those wins that are viewed as more quality now?
That scenario is your best way to get in the playoffs still, in my opinion.
Yeah, because if your head-to-head arguments against USC and USC's two losses are a road loss at Illinois and a road loss at Notre Dame, a playoff team, you ain't winning that argument.
Agreed.
So that's a great what if. Hey, speaking of the Big Ten what ifs, this is more me. I don't think anybody else cares about this. This is just very nerdy football. I think they're RPO sticky. If Indiana beats the hell out of Penn State this weekend without Chaz Surratt, I'm going to look at them totally different. I don't think his first name's Chaz, by the way. If they beat him, or if they beat Penn State like they've been beating these Big Ten teams without Surratt, I'm going to be far more impressed with Indiana than I ever have been. I know their defense is havoc-wreaking. I know that DC is doing great things.
I was just going to say, you know their rushing offense is really good, right?
Oh, I know they can run the ball. I know.
So
but
if that's how they've been beating –
is it Chaz?
I have no idea what his first name is. But that's how they've been beating the last couple of opponents. Like, every time I've looked at Indiana's stat line, like in the third quarter or whatever, Fernando Mendoza has like 197 passing yards, but they're up 45-0 at the moment, or 45-7, whatever it is. Elijah Surratt, by the way.
Chaz was the other Surratt at UNC.
I knew there was a Chaz.
So, I mean, they're rushing the ball for over, what is it, almost 260 yards, 245 yards per game right now. So they just been running the ball at the moment. So if they don't have their top wide receiver target, they very well could just run through any opponent at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it would be an impressive win. I don't think I'd walk away from it going, oh. Indiana
But
is.
Jonathan, do you think that might be because safeties are having to remain out of the box? Because
Oh,
of
for sure.
Elijah?
And it's because Fernando Mendoza provides a threat in the run game as well. So, like, the responsibilities that are put on the shoulders of the interior defensive players, it's heightened. So, like, it makes sense why they run the ball so successfully. And they've been up by 40 points so many times. Yeah, you're going to be running the ball a lot.
Let's stay in the Big Ten. Hammering this conference tonight. UCLA a sneaky 1.5-point favorite at home over Nebraska this weekend.
Is it really that sneaky?
I mean, not really. Backup quarterback again, first career start. What if Matt Rule goes 0-3 to close?
Who cares?
Really 0-4 to close.
Who cares?
You don't think you think it punt? They punt on the season. They've already punted on the season. 6-6 is okay. Year 3.
The only way that looks funny is 5 years from now when we're talking about the Matt Rule regime at Nebraska, and we're like, whoa, in 2025 they went 6-6? That's really weird. And then it's like, oh, well, their backup quarterback. Like, by the time that you forget that the backup quarterback is playing in the late season, like right now, it's like, well, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Dylan Raiola, like when we talk about Nebraska heading into their matchups, it was Dylan Raiola has to continue to be special. That guy was their entire offense at the moment. Him being a professional and him diagnosing defenses the way that he has, that's how they've been winning games or how they've been close in games. Now you lost that aspect of your offense, it's going to get bad.
Yeah, I mean, the silver lining of a quarterback, of your starting quarterback getting hurt, is that it does kind of provide you an easy escape of, yeah, no wonder we lost these games. We didn't have our starting quarterback. So I think that it's not going to be looked at that badly if they go 0-3 right here with Matt Rule. I've got one, and it's also in the Big Ten.
Oh, my God.
What if Purdue does it again?
Who they
The
play?
Purdue Choo-Choos?
Who they play?
They play Ohio
They
State
host
at home.
Ohio State.
It ain't happening.
What if, though?
This is a
It
quick
ain't
one.
happening.
What if? That's all I'm saying. What if, hypothetically, imagine if it does. What are the effects on college football?
Ohio State's defensive bus did not make it to the stadium. They had to play Purdue's offense with their second-string offense playing defense.
They're
If
also
by some miracle,
And you know what? I think I still take Ohio State. If Ohio State's second-string offense had to go play defense against Purdue this weekend, I think I'd still take Ohio State. In a shootout, it'd be close. But I think I'd take the Buckeyes still.
but
if
also,
by some miracle this happens, Kirby.
Sorry, Barry Odom. That's
if-
so disrespectful.
If Ohio State, for some reason, does drop this game to Purdue, then you pucker up a whole lot more when you got to go play Michigan at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Because they fall into the category probably of 10-2, a really, really bad loss. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's really what I'm saying is like we go all year thinking, yeah, Ohio State's the number one team. There's nothing we can do about it. To the final weeks of the season of they might not make the playoff.
I mean, honest to God, Brandon Ennis would be a strap at nickel.
I think that was a little insensitive to Purdue to say that, but I digress. It won't happen.
You
What
don't
if,
think Ohio State got some two-way players on that offense?
dude, we're talking about college football. I sure hope that Purdue would be able to win a game against players that don't play defense. I sure hope they would. And if they can't, boy, oh boy.
It is year one, Barry Odom. They're rebuilding out there. They're scrappy. They put up damn near 30 against Notre Dame in the rain. I'm sorry, Purdue. Y'all choo-chooing your way on to it.
What if nobody has a falling out to close the season? In other words, what if the committee just nailed it? Week 1 rankings, they just got it right. Like those are the playoff teams. Now, obviously, there's teams that are going to have to fall out because an ACC team has to get in and your G5 team has to get in. In other words, Oklahoma and Texas at the moment, those would be the two teams. But like, what if who you have in the playoff right now? That's just it. Like those are the right teams.
If the public agrees that the committee got it right, hell would freeze over, I think. Like, again, there will be no way to get everyone in agreement that, hey, the committee got it right this year. The 12 best teams are in the college football playoff. It'll never happen.
We don't do Guantanamo anymore, do we?
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm looking through this Purdue schedule. They just got to put that Purdue Northwestern 19-0 football game on repeat down there. They ain't even got a water board no more. Just put that up and just make them watch that.
That was such a crazy question that caught me off guard. But
I was really
We got
curious
rid of that,
where
right?
you were going
Because
with
of the
that.
Geneva.
no.
What if Matt Zollers absolutely lights it up this weekend? Here's my tinfoil hat theory. Matt Zollers is He's a Philadelphia PA guy, just outside of Philly.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Eli Drinkwitz up for that Penn State job.
Oh, is that where you're going with it?
What if Matt Zollers lights it up and Eli Drinkwitz and Zollers go take that Penn State job?
That would be.
Or does a Matt Zollers light up keep him in Como? You see what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't know how. I don't
Does
know if
a
I lean
promising
one way or
Matt
the other.
Zollers outing the next 3 weeks, does that make Eli Drinkwitz more likely
No.
to stay at that job? Or is
No.
it just more likely that wherever I go next, if I go, he's coming with?
No, I think I would be very surprised if you come out, you beat a top 5 team with a backup quarterback, and you immediately go, all right, time to get out of here. I think that builds momentum for your future with Missouri. I think if that happens, I think Eli Drinkwitz is staying at Missouri because it then proves to you that you can win the national titles that you have. You can build this program that you want with a quarterback that, by the way, you have a very bright future in, as opposed to going over to the Big Ten and rebuilding it all from the studs.
Yeah, that's kind of how I lean. I think this win, a win over Texas A&M with Matt Zollers, would just reinvigorate. Oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is. I feel comfortable here.
That's where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I view these two as a tandem. That's why I brought it up.
Right.
That's fair.
I think if Eli Drinkwitz leaves, he starts wherever he's at next with a quarterback that costs $1 million.
That's very true.
You know, so there's that.
What if the moments we keep waiting to happen just never happen? I'll give you a few of them. What if Bama never has the mishap game? They just keep winning. They win out. What if Texas A&M just keeps pushing forward? We like some people have some doubt a little still about Texas A&M. They might lose to Texas. They might lose this weekend. Like, what if that never happens? What if Virginia does win out? What if they are just the best team in the ACC? They look the part. There's no argument about it. They go to the playoff. What if Georgia never gets burned by the fire? Like, they keep flirting with it, but they never get burned. What if both BYU and Texas Tech do have a right to a playoff spot at the end of the year? So at that point, like, what if they just never happen? Like, for maybe the first time in our lives, college football plays out the exact way that it's lining up to.
I think that
If
would
college football goes chalk, Jonathan, I don't know what I'll do. It would be first time ever.
Yeah, I mean, it was around this time last year.
We're due insane chaos.
And,
We're due Auburn beating A&M randomly,
yeah,
like it happened last year.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is like it was around this time last year where it was like, well, the SEC championship game is set. We kind of know what the scenario, how it's going to play out here. And then all hell broke loose one weekend, and it shook up everything.
Is Chad giving me hell for being hydrated? That's crazy. That's crazy. Any more what ifs?
That's it for me.
I've got one more. And I know we kind of hindered it earlier in the show talking about how the dust has settled on all the firings. But what if this Florida State Clemson game, and it doesn't matter who, what if one of those is just a blowout victory? Have both teams already accepted this season's in the dirt? This is a terrible season anyway, just
100%.
regrouping it in 2026? Or is a loss like that enough to go?
Well, I don't know. Dabo lost his mind last week. Did y'all see that?
Dabo's been losing.
No. He's never gone absolutely irate on the sideline on
Are you
his
talking
players
about
like that.
on the defense?
Yes.
I thought the more telling part there was some of the players' body
Not
language
looking at him.
and being like,
not
"Dude,
reacting
get out
to
of
that."
here!
Yeah.
Like, you go
Get out
on.
of here, Joel.
That was interesting.
Anybody listen to that?
Look, if you haven't accepted that this season is just in the dirt for either one of those teams, I'm not sure what it takes for you to realize that it's in the dirt. So,
Well, I think Kirby's bringing up more of like, is the regime in the dirt? Like, if you get rolled like that.
I mean, there's
think
only one of
those coaches is on the verge of getting fired, and it's Norvell, right?
and
Norvell's definitely closer.
And only one of those coaches is acting as such because Florida State is making a whole lot more happen on the recruiting trail right now than Clemson is.
Well, he was grinding, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's got picked up like 5 commits, it seems like.
Well, we've seen him on the trail.
Mm-hmm.
Was he the only head coach out Friday night?
The only head coach, I think.
Only head coach?
Only
Outside of-
power- only
Power
four.
4 head coach.
Yeah, we saw a Power 4 coordinator out there.
Yes, we did.
Colin Klein.
Tall man.
Does that surprise you?
No,
Rocking the book bag and some sweats,
he did. He was. He looked
you know?
like he looked like he was ready to suit up.
Suit up, you know? He's out there
I got my
watching
pads
his
in my
quarterback
bag,
commit.
bro.
He's out there watching his quarterback commit. Are we ready to get into predictions? Oh, I got one more what if. What if West Virginia, a bad West Virginia team, what if they thump Colorado this weekend?
Julian's saying you better tell him you ain't playing no more because he's starting quarterback now. I don't know if you saw that.
Julian no more playing?
Dude, it can't. If you get thumped by West Virginia, that tells me that there is no growth that is going to occur over the last 3 or 4 games for you
Lewis,
this week.
by the way.
Oh, yeah, Julian Lewis. There is no growth that is going to occur.
Damn. I made a joke and didn't even correct you on that one.
What did I say?
You said Julian
saying.
Saying.
It's Julian
Oh,
Lewis,
Julian Lewis.
obviously.
Hey, it all happens. We all have football brains sometimes.
Is it contagious? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
is.
earn the right to that.
Yeah, it is. It's gotten graphics 2 weeks in a row.
I
You
don't
got
like that.
basketball brain.
Yeah.
Basketball brain.
Yeah, I'm hooked on the round ball.
Do love me some round ball.
Yeah, we know. Prediction time?
Let's do it.
Let's get into it. Hey, boys, the Texas A&M Aggies are going on the road to Cuomo, all right, to take on the Missouri Tigers. 3:30 kickoff between these two. Let's start with the keys to the football game. Texas A&M, for me, hey, can the defense show up on the road 2 times in a row? All right, showed up out there in Death Valley, especially in the second half. Can y'all go do it again? This was the only thing I felt I had questions about this football team. Turnovers at the quarterback position, right? Playing clean, not turning it over specifically in the red zone at the quarterback position. But defensive consistencies on the road. Y'all are great at home. But is it really the opponent that was piss poor, right? Because y'all play some bad offenses at home to start this season. And now on the road, does this qualify as a bad offense? First quality start for Matt Zollers, I would argue it does qualify as a quote-unquote bad offense, or at least a mid-tier SEC offense. Can they show up? For Missouri, all right, can you play fun and free, if at all possible, at the quarterback position? Can this kid just go out and play, or does he look like his brain is going 1,000 miles an hour against this A&M defense?
Yeah, I have something kind of similar to that, and it's the key factor for me for both teams. How many opportunities to make mistakes do you get put in if you're Missouri, and how many opportunities do you create for Missouri's quarterback to make mistakes? Because I think that we all agree that if you provide an opportunity for Missouri to just Ahmad Hardy their way to a win here, they would not think twice about that. However, you're going to have to throw the ball at some point. How many times can you get Matt Zollers uncomfortable and unexperienced and have him seeing ghosts or seeing things that he might not necessarily understand and get turnovers? I think that's going to be the key factor to this game because it's how you steal possessions.
I put it as, can Matt Zollers be a capitalizer? Because I don't want to. You don't want to have to say that. You don't. If you're asking Matt Zollers to be just a special football player going into this weekend, you're asking for way too much out of a very young quarterback playing against a really good SEC team. So in other words, when we have our deep shot opportunities, can we capitalize on those? If our defense creates a havoc play, we get the ball on the plus side of the field, can we capitalize on that opportunity? Those types of moments, can he capitalize on those? If he does, I think Missouri will be in a good position. As for Texas A&M, I put it plain and simple. You just got to avoid the late season mishaps, the things that have happened to this program in the previous seasons. This is one that you really have to avoid, though, because Drinkowitz and Missouri are good for one of these late in the year, and they would love nothing more to do it to you.
I want to add something to A&M that I missed. It's in the notes, and it's a key point for me. I feel like they're doing way too much in tight, pivotal games trying to develop Marcel. Just let him cook with what he is comfortable with. 2-score lead, now time to develop, okay? So do all of the easy stuff that he's great at and get a lead and then start developing this pocket passer that y'all are very adamant about developing. I thought it kind of was on the verge of costing them against LSU. Like, hey, we're in the red zone on second down. Get back to quarterback run that got us all the way down there. It's a 1-score football game. Instead, they try to develop him as a pocket passer, trying to get a tight end double move down on the goal line, and we throw a pick. That kind of stuff might cost you specifically on the road this week. Like, let's play clean, let's play confident, let's dominate, and then let's develop. X Factor, boys, for me, I'm going to bring Zion Young into my office this week as a defensive coordinator, and I'm going to say, son, it is awesome that you are changing football games. You are dominant. You are getting home at a really, really high rate. It's not enough. This week, I need you to turn them over. I need another strip sack. I might need 2 of them. When we get home this week, I need you to dislodge the football. Even if it costs us a sack opportunity once or twice on Marcel Reed, I'm okay with it. If he spins out on you, I'm okay with it, whatever. We got to hunt an explosive on the defensive side of the football. I think it's the only way we change the football game, guys.
There's an opportunity to do it against Marcel Reed because while it is quick, it's a very quick motion. It is a little almost
loopy.
It is a little loopy.
A little loopy.
So there's an opportunity for it. My X factor is second down offense for Texas A&M, and what I mean by that is we have to really make sure that we're not putting ourselves in bad situations against this Missouri front defensively. If we're sitting in 3rd and 7s, if we're operating in 3rd and 10s consistently, and Zion Young and Damon Wilson just get to tee off on us and potentially create exactly what Brooks is talking about, that's not a good design for offensive success against this team. We need to be in short yardage operation from 2nd down and 3rd down beyond. So make sure that if we don't pick up yards on 1st down, we're in 2nd and 10. We got to make sure that we get at least 6, and we're in 3rd and 4, and we're not living in 3rd and longs.
I have Torian York as my X factor here. I feel like we've established at this point in the season he is kind of the mastermind on Texas A&M's defense. He is going to be the one that sniffs out plays. He's going to be the one that makes life hell for Matt Zollers if he does. I think he's going to be the X factor in this matchup.
Damn, they're going to get rid of Boo Carter out there in Tennessee land. Unless it doesn't happen. Matt Zoller shreds them. 295, 3 touchdowns, but loses on a game-clinching interception. You heard it here first.
Texas A&M goes into halftime without a touchdown and is down 10-3, but opens up a can in the second half and just absolutely drills them. You heard it here first unless that doesn't happen.
I like yours, Jay. Well, I'm going adjacent to that. I think we've got another defensive struggle on our hands. Give me neither team surpassing 25 points in this matchup. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
I got A&M winning this football game 31-17.
Ooh, you think it's kind of a decent margin, huh?
I like this A&M football team.
Oh, I do too. But Missouri's continue to play pretty close games. I got Texas A&M 27, Missouri 20.
Give me A&M 23, Missouri 16.
We're all on A&M, but you guys like it tighter than I do. Hey, let's move on.
Hey, man, Jay will laugh at that one. Just sad. I just want to
guys
point
are
that
just-
one out.
You guys are just
That was not me,
pro.
guys.
Man.
Just in a pro.
But you are right.
Dude, double down. Come on.
The LSU Tigers are heading on the road to Tuscaloosa, Alabama to take on the Crimson Tide. 7:30 kickoff time, boys. Nighttime inside Bryant-Denny Stadium.
I was about to say another LSU United, but it's not LSU. It's a Bama.
Keys to the football game. Hey, LSU, we got a whole roster in free agency mode. Can we play me ball while also still finding a way to play we ball? All right? This ain't like basketball where if one dude's playing iso ball, he's got an opportunity to drop 50. We got a chance to make a upset. That ain't the way this goes. Now, I understand everybody's in free agency mode. Everybody's looking to where maybe their next stop or maybe trying to make sure the next coach makes sure I get my bag here at LSU. Can we go on chasing individual success while finding a way to still play inside of a unit, particularly on the defensive side of the football? Are we chasing sacks? All right, and if so, are we getting home? You know what I mean? That kind of thing is very, very important. For Bama, all right, can we get back to balance offensively? I feel like the last time Alabama had offensive balance was at home against Vandy, and they looked damn near unstoppable on the offensive side of the football. I think they held it for 23 minutes in the second half of that ball game against the Commodores. Can they do something similar in this football game? I think it's a major key, not only for them in this one, but moving forward. This football team has got to stop relying on 40 dropbacks from Ty Simpson.
LSU has to give a crap. You have to actually, and I don't doubt that this will be the case for this one because these two teams, they cross paths every single year. So I don't doubt that LSU players will not show up for this one. But I mean, considering like what the expectations were heading into the year to where you are now, to where you no longer have your head coach on the staff, like, I mean, it's gone completely downhill from what you could have expected it to do. So just give a crap, man. Care. Kind of go lean into what you were saying, Brooks.
It's important to know, Jonathan, 53 players on this roster from the state of Louisiana. Their interim football coach, Frank Wilson, has been preaching pride this entire 10, 11 days that he's been the interim.
And been bringing former players in to pep him up. So
That have also been preaching pride.
Exactly. So I don't doubt that will happen, but still felt the need to say it. Bama, you can't treat it like a gap week. You can't look at this one and be like, Brian Kelly is not here. This team's in the crap. No playoff aspirations. We'll just cruise on past this one and rest up for the next one. No, you can't do that one. Don't let what people feel like the inevitable for Alabama, don't let that happen.
Yeah, the key to this matchup for me is going to be, and it will be every prediction from here on out for Alabama, do you get the Alabama Kalen DeBoer stinker? If you don't, I don't see an avenue for LSU to score points and win this game because they do not have the offensive firepower to do so. We already know they're not going to run the football, but Alabama's 25th in the country in defensive passing efficiency. There's not an avenue for LSU to score points here. So unless you get the Alabama snoozer, what in the world is going on, this game is over.
X factor for me. What y'all know about Daniel Hill, backup running back for Alabama, number 4?
Not much about
Let me
him.
tell you about him. Daniel Hill is 6'1", 245 pounds.
It's a fullback.
Right? They use him as if he were 5'9", 205. They do wide zone with this cat. They throw him the ball 4 or 5 times a game. They get this guy out in space. He's a freak. I'm very curious to see if they start to unleash this cat. Because for my money, like I know Jam Miller is their identity in that running back room. And I know he's been banged up. And I know he's had a week to lick his wounds and get even more healthy. But this kid might be something special for them if they can get him primary totes. And I think they should.
Yeah, I went with Yanze Pierre because LSU's offensive line has really struggled this year. They've struggled to keep Garrett Nussmeier clean throughout the game. I don't expect that to be the case this weekend either. I think Yanze Pierre is going to be a massive difference maker for this defense.
For the exact same reason, LSU's offensive line is my X factor. If they somehow show up and can muster up a performance that gives Garrett Nussmeier enough time to throw, things might get interesting. If not, Bama rolls.
You heard it here first. This is our quote-unquote, why is that game so close football game? Until Bama blanks them 17-0 in the fourth quarter. Bama rolls 34-17. Heard it here first, and prediction tied up into 1. How about that?
I was trying to think of a way where this could happen in game. This is the conclusion that I came to. Double birds to Brian Kelly. LSU's run game absolutely explodes, rushes for 200 total yards in this game. Brian Kelly was the problem all along. Heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
I do not have as much faith in this LSU offensive line. I think it's going to be a sacrificial lamb situation for Garrett Nussmeier. No. Give me sacked 5 times and give me Bama forcing 3 turnovers in this game.
Can I juice that unless it doesn't happen?
Go ahead.
Sneak in a little Michael Van Buren appearance.
I like that as well.
Bama knocks Nuss out of the game. Michael Van Buren.
I'm not.
We saw it last game.
I know.
I'm not going to predict the guy's injury.
Come on.
Michael Van Buren takes snaps in this game as well.
Hell yeah.
Garrett Nussmeier will be fine.
Garrett Nussmeier is healthy.
He will be completely healthy.
You just got to sauce that up just a tad bit.
Yeah, nothing wrong with saucing it up.
know?
Pray on a man's downfall.
No.
crazy.
No.
It's crazy.
I didn't say that.
But no, give me Bama 31-14.
Did you give your prediction, Jonathan?
I got Bama 30, LSU 17.
So we're all on Bama by 2 scores?
Yeah.
So we should put the mortgage on it. It's a 10.5-point line.
No.
Just put the mortgage on it.
No.
You can put
Can't be
your
taking
mortgage
double-digit lines in the SEC this
Jonathan,
year.
DeBoer's wearing black hoodie.
That's fantastic. Don't mean a hill of beans to me.
Oh, my God.
The real question is, what's his cover percentage in the black hoodie? That's the real question. Great teams cover. Let's go on to our next one. Them Ducks flying. Them Ducks flying across country, Jonathan.
Literally are.
They're flying
not
across
the
country.
country.
Yeah, to the Midwest, Mideast. The Mideast to Iowa.
Across the country, though.
They're headed to Iowa.
There you go.
The Ducks on the road to take on the Hawkeyes. 3:30 kickoff time out there in Iowa land. Keys to the football game.
Is this Gary's call?
I think it is.
I hope so.
attaboy,
Think it
Gary.
is. Shout out Gary D.
I hope he gets a decent game to call.
For Oregon, man, it's got to be keeping Dante Moore confident in what he's seeing, man. The last time, I know he's had a start against Rutgers where they put up 55, and he had a start against Wisconsin in a rainstorm in which the wind was blowing all over the place. But This is a different animal from a sense of zone coverages creating confusion for the quarterback. That's what Iowa does. That's what they're best at. So can you play clean? Can you trust what you're seeing and play with a lot of confidence? That's the major key there. For Iowa, it's Hawkeye football, baby. Time of possession is the major key here. All right, for Iowa winning every football game, in my opinion, that I've ever watched them win, they win time of possession, they win field position. That's the major key. That's Iowa football. Mm-hmm. That's how they managed to score 35 points on 300 yards total offense. Because they got about a half a dozen of them every single year, I feel like, when I watch them.
I checked to see if our incredible stat from 2 years ago that we pulled where Iowa had more punting yards and total yards of offense still held up. It doesn't.
Is it close?
No.
No?
So
there's
some improvement for them.
Here's some stats that do hold up. Iowa's offense, 121st overall in total yards per game, 132nd overall in passing yards per game, 52nd overall in points per game. So they're not horrible in that regard.
Defense giving them good field position.
Exactly. This is a very, very bad Iowa offense. And the key to me, and it will always be for Iowa in these big matchups, is will your defense create enough havoc and give you short field positions to haul your dead carcass of an offense across the finish line? There's the key to this matchup.
For Oregon, it's get out in front early. This is not the food that you want to play with, especially on the road. So if you can get up to a quick 14-0 lead, I think that would do you a lot of good in this one. For Iowa, despite the fact that Kirby just read off some damning numbers for this, avoid the droughts. Avoid the offensive droughts. I hate that I'm laughing giving that, but it's true, man. I think if you're going to beat this Oregon team, you can't go 2.5 quarters where you can't get anything going on offense.
Crab legs? Is that the only food you want to play with?
Yeah, you have to, I guess, kind of.
Like, play with food, literally?
He said this is not the food you want to play with. So my question was, crab legs, is that the only food you want to play with?
I suppose. I don't know. It's kind of fun to play with some dino nuggets and some mashed potatoes.
Hell
Dino
yeah.
Nuggets is great. We used to
Ooh, alphabet soup. Talk to me now.
Oh, yeah, that's a solid one.
we used to catapult bits of corn across the lunchroom in elementary school.
Like,
That's
you're just chaos.
That's just
You're just
elementary
chaos.
school
It was
kids.
fun. I had fun.
Maybe the chat can help us out there. Yeah, I think crab legs about it.
Jello.
Play with Jello. Yeah.
I was just like, watch it jiggle. I wasn't gonna make that.
Oh, you like to watch
Can we
it
hear that
jiggle?
sound again? Nice.
Yeah.
X Factor?
Hear me out.
Oh.
Now, before I give this, I want to preface that I know for a fact my two constituents sitting next to me and across from me are going to absolutely hate this X Factor. But give me Drew Stevens as the X Factor,
Punter from Iowa.
the Iowa kicker. If Iowa can consistently make 50-yard, 40-yard field goals, watch out.
You think it win 15-10?
Hey, we've seen him do it before.
If Iowa could just find a way, that's Iowa's key. Just find an absolute nuke launcher of a kicker that can make it from 65. Just guarantee yourself 3 points. You know?
God.
Iowa's X Factor is tackling versus Oregon. Because you know you're going to play a lot of zone. You know you're going to keep everything up underneath. But if you don't tackle, it don't matter. So you got to tackle. That's the X Factor, tackling.
I went with Kenyon Sadiq. Iowa known for tight ends. How about you beat them at their own game, Oregon? And this is kind of the guy that they use a lot to create their explosives. You're going to need this against an Iowa team that really likes to keep everything in front of them. They limit explosives. If you can create some with Kenyon Sadiq, that'd be good for your offense for sure.
Boys, you heard it here first. Dante Moore throws 2 interceptions, and Oregon still finds a way to win on the road.
I like it. Here's mine. Iowa leads at the half. They do not win. Heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen. Oh, you just spit on my hand, Jay Will.
Good.
By the way, you missed a major, major Diddy opportunity this week
Which one?
on Sunday's show, which is why you should watch it. Because I'm in here by myself for an hour and 15 minutes, and there is no telling what's going to happen. Like me during a Hugh Freeze segment going like this over and over and over again.
Do your job. How about
You could
that?
have dinged me like a good 6 or 7 times.
How about you do your job?
Sorry, man. I take the Sabbath off.
You heard it here first. Oregon's longest offensive explosive play goes for more yards than the total number of passing yards Gronowski throws for the entire game.
Oh, God.
You heard it here first.
Wait, what? What'd you just say?
Oregon's longest offensive explosive play goes for more yards than the total number of passing yards Gronowski throws for the entire game.
So we need an explosive north of 75 yards. At
Yeah,
least.
give me a 75-yard touchdown.
Dakarian Moore's 75-yard touchdown, more yards or more than the yards thrown from Gronkowski.
Gronowski goes for, I don't know, 62 yards.
67?
No,
Oh, you're so
that's too
close.
high. That's too high.
I don't like how that's replaced 69. I'm just going to say it.
I don't think it has.
That's what you felt the need to say. You got to stake your ground on that one.
I don't think that's replaced that.
We'll see.
I got Oregon 27-17.
Yeah, give me Oregon 31-16.
I got Oregon 27-10.
Boys College game day is going to Lubbock, Texas for an 11 a.m. local kick.
Delicious.
Yeah, how about that? College game day coming to town for the first time since 2008, and you'll be watching the headgear selection or the final picks from your stadium seat on Fubo.
Well, they roll the thing in the stadium.
They typically do it in the
They'll
stadium
roll it in
when that
there.
happens.
So that's
Also,
cool.
no headgear selection.
I know. R.I.P. to the headgear selection. To the headgear selection.
Not
To
yet.
the selection.
Good save.
To the
Still with
selection.
us.
Couldn't even let you slide in there. To the selection headgear process. That's close. Thanks a lot, Fox. Thanks a lot, Big Noon Kickoff. Big 11 a.m. local kickoff. Keys to the football game for Texas Tech, it's going to be converting. All right? I'm worried about Texas Tech pacing their way to a deficit. They play with a lot of pace. BYU does not. I think a major concern in this football game would be consecutive 3-and-outs for Texas Tech. And even if it doesn't lead to a lot of points for BYU, it's going to lead to a lot of snaps for that Texas Tech defense, and that's a bad news bears scenario against a BYU offense. For BYU, right, I think you have the best quarterback in the matchup. Don't be afraid to let him cook. Don't be afraid to let the bear loose.
I like that one. I like that phrase. I think the key factor for me is if BYU is able to effectively attack zone coverages, because I feel like Texas Tech is going to run a handful of that, especially with a base 4-3. You don't really see that much, and you don't really see them staying in that consistently. That leads me to believe you're going to get a lot of zone coverage. They're not going to put in linebacker running man. So if you can effectively get time to find the holes in those zones, you've got an opportunity to score some points against this team. So that's going to be the key to this matchup for me.
I have Texas Tech has to match the physicality. I mean, this is the toughest and biggest team you're probably going to play throughout the entire until you maybe get to a playoff. So you have to be able to match that because in games like this and against teams like BYU, if you don't match that physicality, you can get overwhelmed rather quickly, and it can kind of get ugly for you. For BYU, you have to be prepared for pace. Just like how Texas Tech, this is probably going to be the most physical team they're going to play. This is the fastest team that you're going to play in regards to pace of play offensively. Got to make sure we're in the right spots. Got to make sure we know what our assignment is and have to do so before they snap the ball.
Weird question. What does Vegas know about this football game that I don't? Why does Vegas think Texas Tech is almost 11 points better than BYU?
The only thing I can think is they think that the Texas Tech offensive firepower outweighs everything else.
They scored 29 points in 4 quarters against K-State last week. I think it was 2 defensive scores late or a punt return late or something. Like, I'm watching film, and it's 29-20, and then they get the ball back, and it's 36-20, and then they get the ball back again, and it's 43-20. And I'm like, the offense didn't score. What the hell's going on? So I don't know what is going on there. I don't know what Vegas thinks, but I think this game is going to be close, which is why I think the X factor is coaching adjustments. I think it's coaching adjustments.
I went with Terrence Carter, the tight end for Texas Tech. Kind of similar to what I said for Oregon. This is one of their more explosive and better playmakers offensively. They got some good wide receivers, but this guy, they tend to hit for a couple of times throughout the game where they really get some big chunks.
Yeah, I went with Bear Bachmeier just because of being able to dissect zone coverages, I think will be the key to this victory. So, obviously, that kind of starts and ends with the quarterback.
You ought to go watch that Bear Bachmeier study. It turned into a Bear Bachmeier study. It was, let's preview Texas Tech BYU. We watched Bear Bachmeier for the last 30 minutes, and we were rather impressed. That first throw Your face was my face, is everyone's face probably when they see 47 chooch it up like that. I mean, unless it doesn't happen, Bear Bachmeyer shreds for 350.
I like it.
Shreds. I think, honest to God, what is the payout right now, BYU money line?
Let's take a look.
We don't do super dogs around here. I don't do gambling all that much around here. I might put some cheddar on this one.
Go ahead, Kirby. Give your unless it doesn't happen.
This is one of the known as the sucker bet in any gambling realm, but it's my prediction for this game. Give me overtime unless it doesn't happen.
It is plus 295.
I'd have liked it more at plus 300.
It might get there. Very well could.
I don't know. Just seems better.
You heard it here first. Unless it doesn't happen, Chase Roberts goes 7 for 135 and 2 touchdowns. Takes down Texas Tech by himself.
If y'all don't know about Chase Roberts, my boy is 6'4", about 215. Tough.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of them Utah toughies out there for that BYU team.
Give me Texas Tech 36, BYU 30.
Yeah, I got Texas Tech 30-27, but man, catch me tomorrow. I might flip this one to BYU.
Texas Tech 37, BYU 30.
It's so interesting. It's like BYU got all the Mormons and Utah got all the Samoans. And they play very similar football, except BYU's got a quarterback, and Utah does not. Sorry, Devin Dampier. Is that fair to say about him as a thrower?
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, if Devin Dampier's got to throw for 300, we losing.
I'd also say that BYU has better weapons than Utah does.
That's fair.
I mean,
BYU's got a receiver.
BYU's
Or
not
Utah's
asking,
got a receiver.
BYU's not asking a 290-pound man to go catch passes and play.
This is
for
fair.
them.
This is 100% accurate. So yeah. Brooks, the Samoans are Mormon too. I'm not 100% aware of that, but yeah, correct. But just all I'm saying is like look at watch them. That's all I'm saying.
Local hour or Super Chubs? Do we have any?
Super Chubs. Do we have any? We better. Let's look. I don't think we do. That's unfortunate.
They were too locked into the takes.
Too locked into the takes. That's a
Can't
great
hate
way to
on
put
it.
that.
Can't hate on it.
Man, it'd be tough to pay bills next month, Jonathan.
Oh no.
You know, be tough.
Might not
tough
be
out here.
Might not be a show next week, guys. Sorry.
I'm saying, man.
No.
Might catch me out on the corner rattling a cup.
End of the month. That's when you got to be checking the lights. Are they flickering yet? Local.
Hey, we got a whole nother hour. It's our local hour. See you on the other side.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog?
What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
Let's shut up and let's grind. Right? These balls, they're real firm. We're really trying to get balls up and over people. That's awesome. I love the finish. I think it's too hard. And we put it right on his gut, man. So that's a come on Noah moment, right? Put that junk on his face. Good wide base. Put him in our parking spot. Go finish. Hey, they want to come. Don't worry about them. We're just going to let everybody know that they are coming.
You're going to do what to Noah Thomas? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're not supposed to be in outside contact with players, media members. So that is
Crazy.
breaking some rules there, sir.
I think, we should never let them know Diddy's is coming.
Yeah, I like it. I like it that
Sneaky
way.
Diddy's the best way to Diddy.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Oh.
What?
Georgia won their basketball game 94-24.
Yeah, 94-29. And
29.
I saw at one point they were up 40 and were shooting 4 of 29 from 3.
Oh yeah, they were 1 of 18, I think it was, from 3 in the first half. Or no, Blue Cane hit 2 in the final 3 minutes.
Attaboy.
Almost beating the opponent by 70 points.
Didn't that team take Tech to overtime?
I don't know. I
The
don't
team
watch.
that they
I don't
played?
watch round ball.
You might be right.
You got to put it on his face, though. If we're throwing balls, got to put it on his face. Anything inward breaking, ball got to be on face. You know, that's just fair.
Yes, you're correct. Georgia Tech beat that team by 4 points, and Georgia nearly beat them by 70.
Dogs on top.
Mike White, talk to him, Mike White.
Already got his extension this offseason.
He's
Coaching with
uncomfortable.
confidence. Dog fans sick. I mean, I can't wait to go irate on Hoop fans come December. Or when does that happen? Is that
Usually around January, February.
January, February?
That's when it gets really heated.
Okay. We'll have some takes about them. I'm forbidden from tweeting about Georgia basketball, though, so not allowed.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah, not allowed. I hear Mark in the chat right now. Only 250 likes. That's despicable.
Talk to him, Mark.
Talk to him, Mark. Speaking of talk to
Or
him,
Marcy. That's Marcy.
we got a loaded, Marcy. We got a loaded local hour. We got What If Wednesday, local edition, fantasy update. Maybe. Might get to
Do we
it.
get one?
5 players that absolutely got a ball. Final predictions tonight on the show as well. Let's start with the injury report. What did they give us out of the injury report today, boys?
Yes, the injury report, as you would expect, Jordan Hall was listed as out for this game. Unfortunately, the usual suspects for Georgia, Kyron Jones listed as out. Talon Taylor, Ethan Barbour, Colby Young, all of them questionable.
DeMelo?
Jones. So there is
Shoulder?
opportunity.
Yeah.
I think so. There's opportunity for him to start. There's opportunity for him to play. We'll get more updates on that later. Questionable is better than doubtful, and obviously it's better than out. So something to keep an eye on there. For Mississippi State, Jet Jefferson is out, Will Whitson's out, Brendan Smith and Blake Steen are all out. That's 2 offensive linemen, a defensive lineman, and a cornerback. Probable is Jerron Manning, and then doubtful is offensive lineman Albert Reese. So they seem to be pretty
Are those
banged up.
starters for them?
They seem to be pretty banged up on the offensive line as things go right now. But again, for Georgia, like, you're not losing a ton there. Obviously, Jordan Hall hurts. Obviously, not having Kyron Jones going to be huge for the rest of the season, and Colby Young. But you won a game last week without the majority of those guys.
Will you read off those offensive linemen again?
Brendan Smith, Blake Steen, and Albert Reese.
Okay. Albert Reese is the only starter for them. He's listed as their starting right tackle. What about the defensive lineman?
Defensive lineman.
He's the guy they brought to SEC Media Days. Is it number 78?
He's number 70,
76.
76.
Yeah.
The defensive lineman Will Whitson is out.
Yeah, I don't even see him on here.
Loss of depth for them.
I think it's a better matchup for DeMelo than it is for Ellis.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
DeMelo runs better.
That's my primary concern. I was kind of stunned to see how much man-to-man coverage Texas played against them. I just got done watching the film.
You know,
I got notes on it, by the way.
This was part of my What If Wednesday, but I'll go ahead and break it out now.
Dump the clip.
Could we see some Dom Kelly in this situation, maybe?
Could be one snap away.
Man.
Not even from that of, oh, we got to put him in now, of go see what you got. Let's toss him out there and see.
Let's see if he swim.
If you throw a true freshman corner in this game, if you throw him out there in this one, that just tells you what that coaching staff thinks of him. Like,
Yeah.
one of the best passing offenses.
Wrong take. It tells you what we think about him.
Well,
We
we've
were
always
right.
known.
Boy, have we bought up some Dom Kelly stock.
Who else
around
out here was talking about Dom Kelly week 1?
Hey, find me a Dom Kelly stock buyer. Outside of this here
About him in
stage.
G-Day.
We bought that man off drip.
Everybody was talking about him after Kentucky. We were on here since day one.
Day one.
Day one, Dom Kelly stands.
Day one Domers.
Sure. will.
Probably shouldn't say that. Day one Dom fans. 5 players that got a ball.
Let's do it.
I got 10.
10.
Of course you do.
Yep, I got 5 on offense, 5 on D. Which one you want first, Jonathan? You want the D or you want the O?
The O.
You want the O?
The O.
Some
All
would
right.
say the D leads to the O. We're still talking about football, right?
Yeah, I mean, defense got to get the offense the ball back.
There you go.
Such a fool, man.
You want a 1 to 5 or 5 to 1? Number 5.
Let's go.
Number 5 on the offensive side of the foosball. London Humphrey's gone real quiet.
He has
as
a
of
little
late.
bit.
Real quiet. I need that to change. I need better ball. Not that he's playing bad ball. I need more impactful ball from London Humphreys. Number 4. How about a little late game Chauncey Bowens?
Oh, that's the best Chauncey Bowens.
Got a ball.
Is there a statistic on what percentage of Chauncey Bowen's yards have come in the fourth quarter?
Would you like to know?
I would love to know what the percentage is of yards that Chauncey Bowens have come in the fourth quarter. Because I feel like that's when he makes his biggest plays. He's a very Dejon Edwards in that regard.
I don't know. Most of his yardage against Alabama came on like 3 plays, and they were in the first half of the
That is true.
Well, I can tell you this: he doesn't rank high enough to be one of the top 100 players with fourth quarter yardage.
Okay.
So I cannot. So it's less than 116.
So then never mind. It just feels like anytime the fourth quarter comes around, that's when Chauncey Bowens really turns it up. So
Number 3. A lot of multiple fronts from Mississippi State.
mm-hmm.
They're going to do a lot of stuff. They're going to throw a lot at you. It's important that your center be dialed. Your center be locked in to assignment football, particularly young guys around you. We'll talk about them in a second. Number 2.
I was saying credit to him because it feels like
They've been locked.
there were some parts of the season last year where, again, shout out to Jared Wilson. He was a very good center for Georgia. It was evident that maybe the Q and the center were not always on the same page. Maybe the center and the rest of the offensive line weren't on the same page. I feel like there's less mistakes on the offensive line this part of the year as far as scheme goes and being, a full thought. So that was just a quick shout out.
Number 2, a tandem. Any guesses on the tandem?
We
We're
already
still on
shouted out
offensive,
Chauncey
correct?
Bowens.
Yeah, we're still on offense.
Ooh, I know it is.
Oh, yeah? He's got it. Do you have it?
I know.
A tandem, Jonathan.
The total of their jersey numbers is 11.
Oh,
And one of them might wear 6 or might wear 7.
What?
That rhymed too.
Oh, is it going to be C.J. Wiley and Noah Thomas?
No, it's Oscar and Lawson.
Oscar Delp and Lawson Lucky been playing really, really good football. I need them to do the same exact thing this weekend. Y'all have been so good in the extension of the run game because of 7 and 4, which combined for 11, Jonathan. That's how math works.
So does 6 and 5. All right.
Nah.
So I was completely way off. Okay. Cut me some slack. God dang it.
Nah. Also, Noah and CJ never a tandem. Y'all ain't playing sticks and Twix anymore. Those
what
two
you
X's
think?
aren't going to be on the
That's
field
what
at the
you
same
think.
time. That's what I think.
Talk to me when it happens.
Number 1, the young offensive lineman. Had a lot of busted assignments last week. A lot of missed assignments. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that on the road. A lot of big hits on Gunner last week because of eyes in the wrong spot by young offensive linemen. Do you want my defensive players that need to play?
Yeah, let's hear him.
Yes, please.
So you do want the D. Number 5, another tandem. Justin Williams and Chris Cole as backups. There was a major drop-off in linebacker play when C.J. Allen and Raylan Wilson left the field last week against Florida. I would imagine they're going to need breathers this week. This offense plays really, really fast.
Absolutely.
And you know what happens when the other offense plays fast? You can't substitute.
Yeah.
So if the young kids get a possession, there ain't no, they had a bad snap, let's get them off the field. No, they have to sit there until the defense gets off the field or until the offense changes personnel. And if they are in a winnable situation, they are not changing personnel. So the young linebackers got to play great ball when they're in there because you can't get out. So, yeah, they got to play clean.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I do feel like when the young linebackers get in, the majority of busts come from the running game. I don't
Correct.
feel like they've necessarily been as much of a worry in the past.
Christian, we're going to talk about this a little bit later. This football team runs the ball 40 times a game. This Mississippi State team does. And they do it explosively. So if you misfit a gap, the back's going to hit for 15, 20. That's just as bad as 20-yard, 25-yard deep over running across. I would argue it's worse, they're chewing clock when they normally don't.
I agree.
So there's that. Number 4, big-time football game for number 95, Nnamdi Agboko. Ekene coming onto this roster as well.
Yep.
So big-time Agboko stock this weekend. Got to play big.
He looked good in the reps he took against Florida.
I thought he looked solid.
He's a large man. Large man, knee-knock Nigerian. Or
Yeah,
not
he
knee-knock,
is.
bow-legged Nigerian. checking 2 boxes? Come on now. Number 3, corners with the ball in the air.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. It'll be all of them. They're going to test you all. So, yeah, there's that. Number 2, Quintavious Johnson. Somebody's got to get home now.
I need me a dirty jersey game from Quintavious Johnson.
Oh, man.
Natural grass
Not that we
field
don't
out
ever,
there.
but
Natural grass field out there. 33 going to be caked in dirt by the end
did
of
you
this
see
one.
where this is completely off topic, but it still applies, where Jeff Sims got his jersey retired from Arizona State, the game jersey retired. So I guess Arizona State does this thing where if you have a really good game, they will retire that jersey. They will put it in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
And his jersey was completely covered in dirt because they won this past weekend, actually. And I don't know. It just
Man,
kind of applied.
if I knew
we
that-
did that for Quintavious Johnson, there'd be 40 of them in the Hall of Fame by the end of his career.
I would like to add a few names. You did cover the majority of them. I would like to add a few names.
I got one more.
Oh, my bad.
KJ Bolden.
He
KJ
was
Bolden's
also
gotta
on
play
my
good ball.
list.
He's got to play good ball.
Also on my list.
Here's
He's
what-
top of my list.
Here's what I'll say here. This isn't a, hey, we need you to finally step up and do it. C.J. Allen has to ball. Because I feel like C.J. Allen's level of play this season has been what's held this defense together at times. Florida scores a touchdown on that drive if C.J. Allen doesn't make tackle. There's been countless amounts of plays where we're sitting and watching film and Brooks goes, this play is going for 30 if number 3 does not make that tackle. If he does not maintain that level of greatness and consistency that he has, this defense is going to be in trouble. So from here on out, C.J. Allen has to turn in great performances and quote-unquote ball out.
Is there any defensive player not named C.J. Allen playing above their pay grade right now?
That's a good question.
You know, this is a weird one because I don't know that he's had the flash plays that CJ has, but the fact that we haven't really talked about him a lot tells me that he's doing what he needs to be doing other than murdering people of Jonel Aguero.
Yeah.
Jonel Aguero is a great shout-out on that.
I mean, that was kind of the guy that we were like, he might get picked
Concerned.
on this year.
Yeah.
He might get picked. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I mean,
have
the-
not
shout.
seen that.
I think that time could make Zion Branch someone that kind of falls into this category. We saw some promising things from him on Saturday against Florida. But other than that, I don't know if there's anyone. Now, I don't think there's been anyone where you're like, we're not getting a return of investment on this guy.
I think Dalen's playing the quality of football I expect out of Dalen
Correct.
Everett.
Dalen Everett
Dalen's
is.
playing top 45 football.
I mean,
That's what
pre-injury,
he is.
Jordan Hall was playing really good.
Yeah. Kristen Miller's been exactly what we needed him to
Exactly.
be. And we talked about him going into the season. Jordan Hall's a great shout. He was playing way, way better than I expected him to.
Mm-hmm.
I expected winnable football. He was playing above average football.
Some of the names that I wanted to cover for guys that need big games. I put Noah Thomas on here because Mississippi State has some solid DBs. They have big and long DBs as well. So I think that a guy like Noah Thomas, who's got that stature of a bigger wide receiver, I think he'll be able to maybe pluck some of these passes from Gunnar Stockton out of the air before a DB can make a play on it. I think he could have a big day. Elijah Griffin, I think you're going to see an uptick in snaps for him, especially with Jordan Hall no longer playing.
Is that possible?
I don't know. It might be. We'll find
I
out.
mean, shit, he's already taken 30 snaps, 40 snaps a game, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Got to play well, though. Got a ball.
He's got to play better. And he's playing great, but he's got, we need difference maker.
Think
You
might
know?
see
How
it,
much
maybe.
of an uptick does Nasir Johnson get in this?
That's my guy that I'm just hoping. We haven't even seen him get burned. Have we?
Not really.
I feel like if anybody's getting burned now, it's Jordan Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I also had Jonel Aguero on this list. I think that with the amount of speed that Mississippi State does have in the wide receiver room, I could see them trying to dial up some slot fades in this game. Anthony Evans being one of those guys. So I think he's got to have a big game. I added in Nate Frazier and Sauncey Bones you already hit on, and KJ Bolden was also on my list.
Yeah, I feel like Anthony Evans. I know that they don't play the revenge tactic, but Anthony Evans will be a major component of the Mississippi State offense this game, I feel like.
All right, boys, do y'all want Jaden Wade news? Do you want Jordan Davis award? Do you want film notes?
Let's switch it up. Let's go Jaden Wade.
All right, Jaden Wade, the number 1 quarterback in 2028, set to make his commitment in exactly 11 days, November 16th. I've already put out a nug on Patreon, patreon.com/Brooks Austin. But I'll go ahead and kind of give you a general summary of what I know about this one right now. First and foremost, I think it's going to end up being Georgia on the 16th, and that will mean that in 2026 and in 2028, Georgia has had 2 prospects that they think that they want and need at the quarterback position, and they're going to land or have a potential to land both of them. It's obviously a long way away from National Signing Day for Jaden Wade, yes, the quarterback out of IMG Academy. But I think this one has not only looked like it's going to be Georgia for a while, but I think it's going to stick at Georgia, and I think it's for 2 reasons. One, he loves Georgia, from what I've been told. He wants to play at Georgia. But number 2, and most specifically, he wants to play for Mike Bobo.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's going
Why would
to
anyone wanna
be
play
that's
for
going to be
Mike Bobo?
Jared Curtis picking Georgia over a much more lucrative pay structure at Oregon to play for Mike Bobo and to play for the Georgia Bulldogs, and Jaden Wade, who's 18 months away from the world being his, choosing most likely sounds like choosing Georgia over a litany of options. So yeah, shout out to Mike Bobo if this ends up happening. It's gonna be 2 for 2 at the number 1 position of need.
It's rather insane. I mean, because I can remember times where the biggest gripe that people had for Kirby Smart was he couldn't get these types of guys.
Mm-hmm.
He could never get one of the best quarterbacks in the country to come play for him. And now you're about to do it not in consecutive classes, but you're going to line these guys up to play back-to-back from one another.
Boys, if y'all don't think Jared Curtis is sticking, you're reading the wrong people. I don't know. It's like we have to hope. We have to see if Jared Curtis he is coming to Georgia.
That one clearly to me, like even after the official visit or the visit to Vanderbilt, that one to me was people squeezing everything that they could of the hottest recruiting story, like the biggest storyline on the recruiting trail at the moment. And if if there was any concern, I think you would still be hearing about it. I think you would still be seeing things
still
about.
be fire on all.
I think that Vanderbilt obviously did everything that they could to try and get it to sway their way, but it would appear that they were unsuccessful.
So what I'm hearing is it's not always about the money when it comes to these quarterbacks in this situation.
Especially now. I think we're really, really under a rev share agreement. I think we're under a rev share agreement with these 5-star quarterbacks, and you go to programs that you think you're going to have success in, and you can be marketed. Like, dude, guys, Diabell just signed a contract with Nike.
Mm-hmm.
He's not taking $100,000 from a booster out of a collective. Get out of here with that type of nonsense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you might be doing that with D tackles that you can't market, but we're not going to be spreading the collective money to the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks are marketable. They actually have name, image, and likeness that they can sell.
Right.
A defensive tackle out of South Georgia, I'm sorry, he doesn't. Zaxby's isn't putting him on a billboard. So that guy's getting collective money if he's making $750,000. Y'all see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so these quarterbacks, and I got tipped off to this at the Elite 11, where all these 5-stars that are all fighting over the same contracts are talking about this. Oh, y'all ain't got no NIL. What are you talking about NIL? It's a rev share. We're all splitting $15 million. What are you talking about? So, yeah, I think that is more towards that. Now it's getting back to relationships and fit and playing time. And do you have the parts around me to make me successful? And can you market me? Those types of things are more pivotal in the discussion.
You know, and I think this is an interesting point to bring up because you talk about bringing in the weapons that you need for a quarterback. And I think the way that they have structured this and especially if you look at the Georgia's wide receiver recruiting classes this year and last year, where last year they loaded up on dudes. I mean, they had the best recruiting class at wide receiver that they've had in a hot minute. This year, they took they took several really solid in-state wide receiver prospects. Next year, you're probably not taking one of the best quarterbacks in the country. So that means you can go take a bunch of stabs at wide receivers again. You might be able to go get some high-end wide receivers again in 2028. We got Jaden Wade. We don't have to do that because last year we took care of that. So you've kind of structured it the exact way that you need to in order to make that happen.
Shout out to them for not making this about money because I think that is important. But would you like to know what is about money?
What's that, my man?
Our friends over at Ridge. Look, if you are still putting your cards and cash and all these other things in your leather, dusty wallet, what are you doing? Head over to ridge.com and get this sleek card holder that comes with the money clip so it functions as a normal wallet. They also have a keychain to hold all of your cards. It's one of the better products that we've had, honestly. Head over to ridge.com. Use promo code Brooks10 to get 10% off all of your orders. And by the way, What's that you got over there, bro?
I was about to say, you want to know something sickening? These are the amount of notifications I've had since the start of the show. My phone is constantly going off. My phone is constantly buzzing. I'm constantly on it. My screen time this week has been about 8.5 hours a day.
Oh.
These phones constantly die on me. No longer, thanks to our friends at Ridge. I've gotten all the way up from 2% when I turned this Ridge battery pack on, all the way up from 2% to 82%. And guess what, guys? Still got 44% left on this battery pack charge over at Ridge. One of the best, known secrets or best kept secrets about Ridge, not just the wallets, but also the power bank. Ridge.com/Brooks10 gets you 10% off over there with our friends over at Ridge. Hell yeah. What do you want next?
I believe we're going to go to our Jordan Davis player.
Yeah, I think we got time for this. Let's be quick. All right, the Jordan Davis Award. This goes to the freshman that we think now midway through the season, 3/4 of the way through the season, has the opportunity to maybe be a difference maker down the stretch. You guys remember in 2019, your run defense was Swiss cheese until you put in Big JD as a true freshman about 7 games in, and then y'all were sub 100 yards per game the rest of his career. Who could be this type of football player as a true freshman closing down the stretch? I've got 3 names I want to bring to you.
Let's hear these names.
Landon Roldan. We saw him this weekend.
He's on my list.
We saw him this weekend. Landon Roldan looked just like Ladd McConkey.
Literally.
Looked just like him.
I made the joke.
He really does in a helmet. He looks just like facial wise. He looks just like
Dude,
him.
body movements, the whole nine. He looks like Ladd McConkey.
I literally made the joke to Jay Will in the press box of like very kind of loudly, evidently. It's like, was that Ladd McConkey? And I saw some people kind of look over at me like, you idiot.
Now, we don't do the here's the Who Traveled article
Right.
every year on the first road trip, but I wish we did for backtracking purposes because I noticed Zayden Walker traveled to Florida last week, the 5-star freshman linebacker. Off-ball linebacker, was a primary edge defender in high school down at Schley County. I noticed he was getting a lot of work as a pass rusher in pregame. This might be a guy. Might be a guy you throw out there and see if he can swim and get you a couple of sacks. Speaking of, Darren Ickenogban.
Also on my list.
That's a big, good-looking
I was
football
gonna say,
player.
You got quite a few young players that it seems like you could throw in there and say, well, let's see if he can make something happen in the pass rushing attack. We've said it about Chris Jones. We've said it about Isaiah Gibson, said it about Darren Ickenogban. Now we're saying it about Zayden Walker. There's quite a few players that's like maybe they could earn their way into that mix.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had both of those names on our list. My third name, since you took the other two, not even gonna hide it, Dominic Kelly.
Yeah.
There is an opportunity where, like Jay will say, he's one play away, but there is also an opportunity where it's, you know what? Let's give this freshman some burn. Let's see if he sinks or swims like they have done with many of their DBs in the past. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, whoa, this kid, number 24, is making a flash play. Who is that?
I had 2 names that – actually I had 3 names that none of you mentioned, but one of them is because they're not actually true freshmen. They're redshirt freshmen.
Cheater.
Namdi Ogboko. I threw him in there. I think he could be one of these. Number 2, C.J. Wiley. I don't know. I think this one kind of depends on the game situations because you didn't see him last week against Florida. That was a tight football game. Really just relied on Noah and Dylan Bell and those guys to take care of it over there. But maybe you get into some situations where C.J. Wiley sees some playing time. And then an off-the-wall one. I've thrown it in the mix before. I'm going to do it again. Rayshawn Dinkins.
Ooh, I like that one.
Talk dinky to me.
All right.
They do call him Dink.
Yeah. By
Because
the way,
if your last name's Dink,
since we're talking
you're gonna call him
nicknames,
Dink.
I discovered this week. Colton Heinrich being called Cadillac.
Yeah.
One of the crazier things.
Why?
I don't know. Why do they call him Cadillac?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just a Todd Hartley mic'd up video, and
I call him Lil Red.
And he's not little though.
He's not.
And compared to the room, he is.
Compared to the room, yeah. But when you see him on screen, it's like, man, there's this big old number 88 walking in here, and then you hear Hartley go, "Come on, Cadillac, let's see it, baby." I'm like, "Oh, Cadillac,
Dude.
What is up with you,
Is
dude?
Jay Will just the king of impressions?
I mean, 3 years in, it took me 4 years in. It took me this long to realize you got a bag.
Well, the one impersonation I did, you kind of crapped on it when I first met you.
Yeah, because it was me, and I did not like it. It was old drinking Brooks, too.
So
I did not like that.
I kind of put myself in a position where I couldn't do
Try
it
him
anymore
out.
for a while.
Hey,
Okay.
You know, we tell Georgia players all the time, we want to see you play free.
Yeah, play free, dude. Let it
impressions
loose.
rip, Jay. Will.
Let it loose.
I want to hear Todd Hartley have a conversation with Gunnar Stockton one day on the show.
That one's going to need practice.
That's
I don't
fair.
know how I'd do with mixing and matching.
That's understandable.
A lot of hey. With Todd, I feel like he starts every conversation with hey. A whole lot of juice. You guy's a big fan of the caffeine, I would imagine. I've got a bunch of what ifs.
Oh yes, we haven't even done that yet.
All right, these are real situations that could really happen at the end of the year. But I want y'all's opinion on which one you'd rather have. What if you could have Jared Smith, the edge rusher from Auburn, Eric Winters, the safety from Auburn, and Elijah Melendez, the linebacker from Auburn, all true freshmen this year? They would be 3-year eligible football transfers for you, or you could have Cam Coleman.
So wait, we get the three.
You get the 3 defensive players, edge, linebacker, safety. 3 positions of need come this offseason, or Cam Coleman.
Give me the 3.
Yeah, give me the 3.
You get Cam Coleman for a year, guaranteed a rack.
Give me the 3. Give me guaranteed a rack is.
Guaranteed a rack.
Give me the 3.
I had to sweeten the pot.
Guaranteed 1,000 yards.
Guaranteed a rack, Jonathan. We get to stop writing the article.
Man, that'd be hard to pass up, dude. If Cam Coleman going for 1,000 yards would be one of the more dominant things you've seen in college football.
Yeah, I mean that's you could if it's 1,000 yards, I might take Cam Coleman.
Yeah, if it's 1,000 yards, I
if
might have
it's
to take
just
Cam
Coleman on the roster, I'll take the other 3 because Georgia's always been a team that values depth. And like we said, Cam Coleman, you've had a transfer X come in the last 2 years, does not finish the season with you, and you've kind of been looking around like, damn, that stinks. Who's to say that couldn't happen with Cam Coleman? I would much rather, as magnificent as a player as Cam Coleman is, he's going to be the most hotly sought after wide receiver in the transfer portal this year. I would much rather take 3 really solid starters as opposed to a star at X.
I know y'all got what ifs, but let's stay on this theme. We just talked about Auburn's pillaging of a roster via the portal. What if you could have either Jaden Baugh or Dallas Wilson from Florida's roster? Now, it's important to note, really only 1 year of Jaden Baugh, probably only 2 years of Dallas Wilson.
And here's my internal debate this one, because I know for a fact Jaden Baugh is a difference maker. I know for a fact he is one of the best players at his position. Dallas Wilson, we've seen it for one game, and that one game was really dominating. Like, it was dominant. So the ceiling, it's there for Dallas Wilson. And the fact that you would get him for multiple years, you get to see that growth from him. But because of the situation of Georgia's running back room, I would take Dallas Wilson.
Here's why I'm going to go with Dallas Wilson as well. Noah Thomas, Zachariah Branch, Dylan Bell. That's just the names off the top of my head that you're
Oscar
Delp. Those are just the names off the top of my head that have caught passes that are predominantly pass catchers in this offense that will be departing. You're still going to get Nate Frazier next year. You're still going to get Chauncey Bowens next year.
Dwight
You've
Phillips.
still got a lot of depth in that roster to where if you throw a Jaden Ball in there, yeah, you'd have the scariest running back room in college football. But I think that it would be better served adding depth to that wide receiver room that's going to lose so many players. We know that's going to happen. So I'm going to go Dallas Wilson here.
I'm good on those. I got several more, but I want to give you guys the floor.
All right. What if we watch Elijah Griffin just start to take over games, like you mentioned earlier, Brooks? Like, what if this is the opportunity? Which I know, like, I've seen the chat give the stats. Elijah Griffin was playing the same number of snaps as Jordan Hall was, so this isn't going to be because we see an increase in snaps for him, but maybe it's just like you get into that portion of the year where it's the last 4 games, last 3 games of the season, and these younger players, they've seen so many different things now, and they're no longer freshmen at this point in time. What if you start to see that? Because I think you've seen spurts of it to where he is capable of doing this.
I think Elijah Griffin has a real possibility to, I know we say Jordan Davis is that, to kind of be the Mykel Williams as well. If you remember that 2022 season, Mykel Williams was kind of a quiet name, just, on the field making plays, but it felt like from the Tennessee game on, he was a mainstay. He was a playmaker. He was a difference maker on that Georgia defense. That very well could be the trajectory for Elijah Griffin. So I like that, and if that does happen, you'd have to feel pretty good about their chances going into December, going into January. What if on Saturday, Mississippi State wide receivers are able to consistently run by Georgia DBs.
You better score 40.
Yeah. You better replicate what you
Better
did against
score
Ole Miss
40.
and Tennessee.
You better score 40, you better get home. And I think scoring 40 is more likely.
Yeah.
Because with the way these guys stack corners, they don't need protection. They can 3-step, no hitch, get the ball out. You're not getting home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you got freaking Myles Garrett over there. You're not getting home. So, yeah, if they're constantly stacking corners, which is very plausible, by the way, like these two wide receivers can roll. Now, luckily, they spend a lot of their time in the slot. You'll notice that on film study. But, man, they take about, I'd say 6 or 7 of those a game.
Mm-hmm.
So hold your breath.
I've got another one.
I got several, so I got to get some shots off here.
Go ahead.
What if Gunnar Stockton needs the game to be tight? What if he needs his back against the wall? And here's why I say this. This guy is completing 85% of his passes in the fourth quarter. He's only completing 69% of his passes.
Nice.
So I'm not saying he's pooping the first 2 quarters, but he ain't good. He's great when the game is tight late.
I do remember saying this going into the Tennessee game, and I was half-heartedly joking, but I also wasn't, where, you know, you go through the first 2 games, and it felt like there was a lot more on the table for Gunnar to be taking in this offense. And I said, maybe he needs to go experience a Neyland Stadium environment.
What if he's just a lunatic?
And that's what he thrives for. And sure enough, that guy goes out there and balls against Tennessee.
Honest to God, I can't tell you how many high school coaches in the state or how many people that follow Georgia that are ball knowers, guys that I trust, that I have football conversations with, that would ask me, why did they take that kid when he was in high school? Not just because of the stats, but because of the limitations that they felt that they saw, right? And even now, it's like, why are they rolling with that guy? And every answer you'd ever get from Georgia people is, that kid's a gamer. That kid's a winner. That kid finds ways to win. That kid competes. And I don't know, maybe it's because they've known him since he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing to gamble and bet on in terms of a prospect.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's such an intangible that you have no idea about. They sat on the bench for 4 years that you have no clue about, and that's all it's been. That's all it's been. They've hit it so hard on the nail that this kid is a winner. Ignore all of the whatever talent limitations you think he might have. We're betting on him being a winner, and that's what it ultimately turned out to be. Whew. What a gamble, man.
Damn, you got me ready to run through a brick wall right now.
Right? I'm serious. It's been a real thing about this kid. They bet on his balls, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I mean, they were right. I'll do a Gunner adjacent what if. What if he plays like he did against Florida on Saturday? Not bad. Not a difference maker. Isn't necessarily making the wow plays.
Well, my question at that point is, was your run game the same as it was against Florida?
Yeah, sure.
Like sub 130, you're losing.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
I think this offense of Mississippi State's it scares me a little bit more on a consistent basis than Florida's.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I can almost guarantee Florida's going to give it to me at least once.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't do that with this football team.
So
the weirdest thing about them is how committed they are to the run.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they 40 attempts per game on the ground.
It's a lot.
What if Zion Branch blossoms the remainder of the year?
That was one of my what ifs. I think that's great for you, considering the fact that you've already lost a starting safety in that room, considering the fact that you saw Saturday, you're one play away from losing another. Like KJ Bolden, thank God that happened in the first half because you get him back for this game. But if Zion Branch is playing winning football, that's a really good sign for you, because you're not going to get more body acquisitions as the season goes on. You're only going to get more injured. Yeah. You're only going to lose players as the season goes on. This isn't the NFL where you can, damn, we lost a starter. Let's go get someone off of the scrap heap or off the practice squad. So you're only going to lose depth as the season goes on. So the fact that you have a winning piece now, that's big.
I got one more. Y'all want it?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
What if C.J. Allen has another gear?
Oh, another one?
Like 18 tackles?
No. All that's left is interceptions. That's it.
Oh.
I mean, we're already impacting the quarterback. We're already making every run tackle we possibly humanly can.
Yeah.
All that's left is impacting the passing game.
You know, this could be a game where
he's due for one.
You could see it happen in this game, because we've seen how they've tried to start attacking the quarterback in the pocket. It's utilizing him. Mississippi State is not great at protecting the quarterback. They're one of the worst in the country. So he'll get some opportunities there. You might see him get an interception this game. I don't know. We'll see.
If that happens,
Like,
I mean,
what if it's a tip pass interception? Does that count?
Talk tips to me, Jonathan.
if that happens, he's a first-round pick. He's my Butkus Award winner. I mean, if he's like I feel like the main hang-up right now and the questions that you get about C.J. Allen is, what is he like in the passing game? Is he able to deter in zones? How is he in zone coverage? There's some questions there, but if he's dialed in that, dude, he's the perfect linebacker.
I'm good on that.
I've got one more.
I have one more as well. What if Raylan Wilson starts matching the energy of C.J. Allen?
Oh, my God.
And run it like your life depended upon it. Drans 7S77. Whew. What a great shout. Fake 42 blast with a backside George reverse. And run it like your life depended upon it.
Oh, I missed that one.
I missed that
I thought you were talking about what I was saying. Did you hear what I said?
No.
Okay. What if Raylan Wilson starts matching the energy of C.J. Allen?
Can't come off the field. Neither one of them.
You've got the best linebacker.
And by the
duo
way,
in the
like
country.
half of the starts he has. I thought Florida was.
Yeah,
one
I
of
mean,
those.
he's played. He just hasn't been as consistent as C.J. had.
I think
It's a
Correct,
really
which is
tough
really
ask
hard
of
to do.
anybody.
Yeah.
I think if Raylan Wilson cuts down his that wasn't necessarily the elite play you could have made by 2, he's C.J. Allen.
Jaden Wade is a dog. Let's get into predictions.
Before I got one more.
Okay.
I got one more. What if? What if this is the week where they finally do it? They finally say, you know what? We're done with this. We're done waiting. We're done having to play with fire. We just come out and they go out and beat the hell out of Mississippi State. How do you feel about this Georgia team moving forward? Because, look, it would be really fun to watch them have a fourth-quarter sweater and find a way to pull it out. We'll do the same thing where we talk about how they can't keep winning like this. But what if they just come out and dominate this
Dogs
team?
on top. Dogs on top.
All right.
Prediction time?
I mean, that would be one of the more refreshing things you've seen this entire year of, especially because, like, you know, we get to this point in the season and it's like, you are what you are. You can't really change that much. If you saw a performance like that from Georgia, it would be like, oh, so they did have that in them.
Let's get into our predictions. I got film notes and keys to the victory are things that will ultimately determine this game. Let's do film notes really, really quickly. First and foremost, we've already talked about it tonight on the live show. They are really, really committed to the run. They take 70 snaps a game on the offensive side of the football, 40 of them going to be running the ball. That is statistically proven. They are far more committed to it than I ever thought they would be. I think it's part of the reason for their success this year offensively. They're not giving it back to opponents so quickly. They are so dedicated to it in the sense that even on 2nd and 12, even on 2nd and 11s, you're still likely to get a run play from this Mississippi State football team. They will lull you to sleep with a death strike attempt, okay? They will run, bomb. Run, bomb. All right, so you have to be very, very alert and aware at all times. I think Blake Chafin is a middle infielder. We talk all the time. Bear Buckmeyer is a catcher. I think Gunnar Stockton plays the quarterback position like a catcher or almost like a middle linebacker. This kid plays the quarterback position like a second baseman. Very, very quick release, very twitchy, very small and compact, very decent athlete, all right, but not a physical presence, if that makes sense. Just a good contact hitter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I would compare this guy.
It makes as much sense as it could for me.
I would make him throw the ball 30-plus times from within the pocket. I think I would game plan him the same way I would a Trinidad Chambliss, except I don't have to prepare for the death strike that is the legs. You know what I mean? I don't think he's that dynamic as an athlete. They force a lot of missed tackles as a ball carrier unit. Specifically Anthony Evans and the running back number 6. That kid is really, really, really tough to tackle. A lot of repetitiveness in scheme. A lot. They're going to play fast, but they're not going to do a whole lot, I don't think. Not based off what I saw on them. If they're in 3-by-1, you're going to see Brennan Thompson come in motion. He's going to be running a shallow cross. Number 3 is going to be running a deep over. Number 1 is going to be running a post. And the single receiver, number X, is going to be running a stop. All right? If you see them in duos, they're going to switch release and run comebacks, or they're going to switch release and run verticals. They are very, very simplistic in their scheme. They just run it really fast and hope you get caught sleeping, in my opinion. 4th and 2, inside the 38s, they're going. Just get ready. Now, I know you mentioned but previous to the show that they don't take as many 4th downs as I might have thought. I think they're 12 of 20 on the year on
Correct.
4th down. However, okay, They're a fast-paced offense that's wide choice in a sense, and all of those teams are 38-yard lines in between the midfields. They're going for it on 4th and short. Now, the differentiation factor is there. If it's anything north of 4th and 3, they're not going. But they play the analytics firm with regards to going for it on 4th down. All right, I got some storyline/matchups that I think will define this game. Jonathan, you want it 1 to 5 or 5 to 1?
1 to 5.
All right, you got it. Number 1, Mississippi State's play style plus run defense. Okay, and here's what I mean. If they are going 3 and out really, really quickly, like they have a propensity to do so, and their defense can't stop the run, that's a death sentence against this Georgia football team that can lean on the best of defenses, let alone a defense that's in the 90s range against the run this year. So I am foreseeing already midway through the 3rd quarter, Georgia goes on a 12-play, 75-yard scoring drive. It features 9 or 10 runs. Mississippi State goes 3 and out, puts their defense back on the field to try to lean up against that Georgia offensive line. That's bad news for this Mississippi State football team. Number 2, explosives. Explosives. That's their way out in this football game. They don't have to win anything. If they dominate you in the explosives, they will beat you. That's the whole math of what they're trying to do. If they take 75 snaps and 7 of them are 40-plus yard gainers, you're losing. You're just going to lose this football game. You have to watch out for explosives. And when they get them, or whoever gets them, are they ran into the box, or are you going to have to fight to win a red zone possession? That's a major key here for Georgia's defense particularly. I think if Georgia can, if they do allow explosives, if they can get the guy down on the ground and live to fight into the red zone and maybe fight for a field goal, they got a chance here. If they don't, that's bad news bears in this football game. All right, number 3, Mississippi State's turnover creations. I'm watching out for it. They lead the league in interceptions. If they can steal a couple possessions, number 4, protections on both sides. Hey, which one of these quarterbacks has time at all? All right, that's a major key here. Number 5, fatigue. Which defense gets left on the field way too long? I think both sides of the football. All right, if Georgia's offense takes 80 snaps in this football game, they will rush for 300 yards. I'm telling you. And if you take 80 snaps on the defensive side of the football, Mississippi State's scoring 35-plus. It's going to happen, so watch out. All right, let's get into our actual prediction, boys. What do you think the keys to this football game is?
I got Mississippi State needs to turn it into a full-on sprint, like 100-meter fast-paced sprint, to where that's the offense. Like, that's how you want to play offense in general, but you need to make Georgia feel like that's what they need to do. Like, they need to keep up the pace with you, because if not, they might fall behind in this one. For Georgia, I put it this way. Be content with being boring. In other words, when the DBs are faced with having to defend a 40-plus yard pass down the field, don't feel like you got to do something flashy and try and pick off. Just make sure that ball hits the ground. Just do the boring thing. Just face guard like you normally have. Don't get the PI or anything like that, but just make sure the ball hits the ground. You don't have to do anything flashy there. Keep everything in front of you. Play boring. Offensively, play boring. Run the ball. Pick up first downs. Be efficient. That's all you need to do. Be content with being boring. Don't try and feel like you have to match their flash.
I have it basically whittled down to one sentence. Can Georgia keep it in front, and can Mississippi State get behind? Because I feel like this game is going to be lost in one in whatever team has the ability to get explosives more. I feel like Mississippi State's explosives, while they do have an ability to run the football, while they are very, very stubborn in that regard, I feel like if they're going to get explosives in this game, it's going to be getting behind Georgia DBs and getting long chunks, long pass plays. If Georgia can keep them in front and force Mississippi State to have these methodical drives all game, they're probably in a good spot. If Mississippi State can get behind, however, you're going to see a lot of points scored, or a requirement for that to be the case for Georgia to win.
Keys to the game for Georgia: get your cleats in the ground versus pace. Right? Cannot make a play if we aren't ready when the play starts. All right, we got to be ready for the pace. Got to practice against the pace. I don't feel like Georgia's been caught napping or caught with their pants down against a team with pace in a long time. They practice and prepare for teams that play fast better than most. So I'm not all that worried about it. But most importantly for this defense, get them into inefficient counts and inefficient downs and make them feel the need to become one-dimensional. We just told you they like to lean on the run. They're a 40-attempt football game. They can't be that way against you guys. Their first 15 attempts have to go for 45 yards, so much so that they don't want to run the ball anymore. They become a one-dimensional passing football team, and if you do that, you will dominate them. You will dominate them because they will be giving the ball back to you so fast that you might get 18 possessions in this football game. It was the key to success for Texas. Eventually, they just got it so many times that they ultimately started to score points. All right, this could happen in this football game for Georgia as well. All right, most important in terms of eye discipline, alertness. When number one's on the field, y'all better be jumping up and down. When Kamari Taylor, the backup quarterback, who is the future of this Mississippi State football team, when he's on the field, you better be screaming, hollering, and shouting, jumping up and down, 1-1-1, alert, 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 alert. Because they will hide this kid as a wide receiver. They will play him at quarterback. They will play him at running back. They will put him at wide receiver, run him in jet, and you will think they are playing Wildcat. They're not. They might be hunting an explosive with the backup quarterback dressed as a wide receiver, and he looks like one too. He's 6'4", he's 220 pounds, he wears a single digit, and he's out there standing in the slot, and nobody, I'm watching it, Texas, nobody, not a single solitary soul pointed at him, said anything about him being on the field, and that could be a death sentence if you're not paying attention for that one. Offensively, man, attack their zone coverages. They're not a man-to-man football team. They will play a lot of zone, and when I say attack it, I'm talking about attack it early. No different than you did against Ole Miss. We can't wait around, man. We can't be out here being methodical to start this football game. We got to hunt. We got to hunt early and get this offense confident, because I promise you right now, the run game's going to be there for 4 quarters. So let's get the explosives off to a hot start to start the ball game. Death marches will lead to explosives late in this football game. They will overcommit themselves to the run. For Mississippi State, explosives and turnovers. You already talked about it. That's your path to a victory. What's your X factor? For me, it's time of possession. Georgia is not the offense to line up and play 80 snaps against. And guess what? This Mississippi State defense averaging 70 snaps a game. 70 snaps a game against normal offenses, not against one of these. This football team's got a chance to go 80-plus snaps, and that's a death sentence for any defense.
Yeah, it certainly is. I put it as KJ Bolden. Hopefully you get him for all 4 quarters this time, but having him as like your last safety valve on this defense against this team, I think he's going to have some potential and opportunities to make some big-time plays. Going to need him to.
Give me Mississippi State wide receiver Anthony Evans. It's a familiar name for Georgia. He's a speedster slot receiver. He played with the Bulldogs for 2 years. He's going to be a vertical threat in this game. They are going to try to get him shots. Be careful. Be on the lookout for that. Didn't
feel as if Kyron Jones' injury has reared its ugly head in the first 2 games that Ja'Cory has had to start, right? Or has it just been one? Was it just the Florida game?
No, there's 2.
It was 2. Played the Ole Miss game. And didn't feel like it reared its head there.
Nope.
No.
Didn't feel like, well, maybe late, but that was a combination of everybody. I mean, KJ blew assignments against Florida. Zion blew assignments. Ja'Cory blew assignments against Florida. Is this the football game that it could, like, really, really haunt you? Because they are explosive through the middle of the field, particularly. Like, they hunt explosives outside the numbers, but this is a deep over football team, too. This is a big dig team. They handle a lot of chunks in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
It could be, yeah.
Could be. Better hope it's not.
What's your unless it doesn't happen?
You know, you mentioned that Gunnar Stockton is completing 85% of his passes in the 4th quarter. That stat stands true because he doesn't even have to throw a single pass in the 4th quarter. Heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Wow, you got him rolling, huh?
I just think by the 4th quarter, it's in a position of dogs just got to run it.
Here's the real question. Do the Mississippi State Bulldogs spell dogs D-O-W-G-S?
Not as far as I know.
No.
They ain't got a shot.
They tried to.
They ain't got a shot. What do you got for me?
The last time Georgia played this game in Starkville was 2022, and I remember very vividly one play that sticks out into my mind. Stetson Bennett on a read, taking the ball and absolutely baptizing a Bulldog defender. Just
dropped his drawers.
Juking him out of his shoe. Any idiom you want to use, he did it to him. My Lord. Give me Gunnar Stockton doing the same thing on Saturday. I have Gunnar Stockton taking a Mississippi State defender's soul on the way to a touchdown run. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
Mississippi State, not a very good run defense, Jonathan.
95th in the country.
Georgia, pretty daggum good run offense, Christian Kirby.
Very efficient.
They have a very good run offense.
You heard it here first. Dogs have their first 300-yard rushing game in this one. Dogs roll.
Delicious.
You heard it here
I
first.
like this.
On the ground, 3 hundos. 3 big bucks. What do you got for me prediction-wise, J-Will?
I got Georgia 34, Mississippi State 24.
Ooh.
I've got
Close early?
Yeah,
Pull away
I
late.
think it's going to be tight early on, but I think that by the second half, Georgia going to do what they do best, finish games.
I've got Georgia winning this one 35-27.
Dogs on top, 38-24.
Wow, that's a hefty win.
Yep. I got it. Big-time offensive breakout. What are you checking?
I just wanted to check the line because it did move up to 8.5.
It did, suspiciously.
Side note, did you know that Mississippi State is allowing 35 points a game against SEC teams?
It is
Arkansas, Texas, Florida. I'm trying to think of their conference slate because they haven't. What I'm trying to get at is like they haven't played A&M.
They have.
They have.
That was the 31.
That's where they got thumped.
They played They played Tennessee. They played some of the better offenses in the league.
Oh,
They have.
absolutely.
That's not quite fair.
I get it, but still.
You know.
The line has moved to 9.5.
Ooh, you like that. If you're line moving, that is delicious. That's great.
That's tasty news.
That's great news if you're a Georgia fan.
I thought that's public,
That usually is public money.
and I thought that's sucker money, Jonathan. I thought you fade the public.
You fade the public, but when the line moves, that means that there's enough money for the books to make an adjustment.
I was drunk in a bar. They threw me into public.
Don't forget we got some soup. I think we had some super chubs.
They
for
call
him
me
this
Tater
year.
Salad. Call my son Tater Tot. Trying to keep him out of our club. You have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm
do you?
trying to figure out what movie you're referencing. I can't.
It's not a movie.
Then no, I don't. What is it?
That is Ron White's They Threw Me Out of a Bar stand-up. I was thrown out of a bar.
How did I forget that?
Yeah. Even I
He's
knew
wearing
that. Look at me
hero
knowing pop
hats.
culture references and
Damn,
not
dude.
you.
I'm struggling tonight.
Hey, take off the hat. Reality Witness says, talk that dog. We just did.
Just did for a
How
whole hour.
about it? For a whole hour. Matthew, watching us from Outland, or at the Outback, excuse me. Here's 10 Australian dollar bucks for a beer for one of you boys at the halfway house this weekend.
I did take a
Do
picture.
we have
of his
Australian
suggestions.
fans?
Huh?
Yeah.
Do we have fans in Australia?
Oh, dude, we're global.
Dude,
There are ball knowers around the world.
Australia is one of my favorite.
But yeah,
countries.
Matthew put in some restaurant suggestions in Starkville. I took a picture of it.
He's from Starkville too. What in the world?
What do you do? Did he go to Mississippi State?
I don't know.
What is an Aussie doing? What does an Aussie do in Starkville?
Apparently, try a lot of food.
What does a Mississippian do in Arkansas or in Australia? Which one do you think is more out of his gourd?
Oh, the Mississippi guy in
The
Australia.
Mississippi. guy
Hell
in
no.
Australia.
Hell no. It's got to be the Australian in Mississippi. Dude, you take someone from Atlanta and put them in Mississippi, they're going to freak out.
Nah, dude.
I'm very anti-Mississippi. But, you know, it's a me thing. It's not a them thing. It's the fact that I had to go out there in college way too many times.
That's understandable. I could see that.
And bus rides from Rome, Georgia to Delta, Mississippi,
Yeah.
not
I
fun.
mean, you have trauma experiences. So.
Traumatic, for
Traumatic.
sure. I mean, I threw up on a football out in Mississippi one time.
My dad hates the state of Oklahoma because that's where Fort Sill is.
So random. Shout out to your dad, though. I bet he's watching right now.
I don't know. He wasn't in the chat.
All right,
today.
it's been bugging the hell out of me. What in the hell is that hat?
This
Yeah, what is that?
it says Athena. It's Athens in Greece.
It says a who what?
Athens in Greek.
That says Athens in Greek.
It says it's,
Why's the O look? Why's the T look like a O?
it's not the English alphabet. It's the Greek alphabet.
But why does it look like the English alphabet?
I mean, they have common letters.
No, they don't. That O is that T is an O.
Yeah, but they still
That says Ohana.
No. It says Athena in Greek.
Where's the E?
It's a different pronunciation. This is pronounced TH.
Huh. Interesting.
It's a theta. Like have you? I know you're not big in fraternities and sororities, but like when they have all the letters and Greek letters, that's what they're referencing, the Greek alphabet.
They got a whole nother alphabet. I thought
Yeah.
they just had like, I thought they ate lamb meat on their euros.
No, they haven't. There's other countries have other alphabets.
Huh. This is interesting. I'm glad you taught me.
Shout out to Athens, Georgia. Shout out to Athens,
Brooks,
Greece.
no world culture, no shit. Me no ball. Me no ball. Me be back on show tomorrow talking more ball. Me have a preview of Mississippi State. Me have good film study for you guys tomorrow. Me call end of show right now. Me see you tomorrow. Me love you much.
You think you could talk like that for an entire episode?
Me no